Okay, hi guys, how's it going? Good to see you. It looks like I'm having problems even with TikTok today because for some reason it's not showing my main screen. Let's see. Add a screen. TikTok. Yeah, no. TikTok is not even doing what it's supposed to do either. Is it my computer? Apply. Okay, we're gonna delete this computer. Stop. Okay, live again. Okay, so LinkedIn is coming through now. That's good. It only took half an hour. Now the YouTube is stopped, but that's okay. We're just gonna just leave it like it is. Okay, let's get going here. Jeez. Twitter should be fine. Twitch should be okay. Let's just double check. Yeah, we're good there. Except that I don't have a way to show display capture. What's going on? So add source. Joined. Window capture. Okay, let's just do a window capture, see if that actually works. Let's just try a window capture. So we're gonna do window, add, select the window, and it's going to be, the window is going to be presentation. Man, TikTok is really messing up today, huh? Okay, is there another way to do this? Add scenes, widescreen, full screen, camera only. Yeah, you know what? We're just, you know what we're gonna do? We're just going to, here, we're just gonna do it this way. We're just gonna do this. Just gonna tell people to go to, some TikTok is messing up today, guys. Sorry. So I can't share my screen for some reason. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share what we're talking about. And then if you guys want to follow me, then I'm just going to drop the link in the chat. You could add it to another platform, and then you could just choose your platform of choice. So let's go with an image. Add image. Select image. And then I'm just going to go with this guy. No. Add source. No. Yeah. Just going to go with add image. Select an image. And then we're going to go with no, of course not. Of course, I just want one image. Okay, download. Yeah, okay, there we go. Join the free community. What's the name of this one here? ChatGPT rename to. Yeah, not certain what's going on with TikTok today. Can't get any single thing working. Literally can't get any single thing working. So we're just gonna just wing it today. Delete. Add scenes. Image. Add. Select. And then we're just gonna say join the community. Yeah, we're just gonna go with this for now. So TikTok, I can't, for some reason, my screen share wouldn't work on TikTok. Just refused to work. So if you're there and you're wondering what's going on, you just gotta just click on the link and join the community, and then we'll try to go from there, and we'll see if we could focus maybe on LinkedIn today, maybe, because all the other streams are just, yeah, not doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna go with what we got, guys. We're gonna go with what we got. We're late, behind schedule, had to cut the stream. Oh, you know which one I missed? Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so oops. Yeah, all right. Let's do this. Bring out the chat. I think I gotta restart my entire computer and I'm not gonna do it. Cause that's gonna think, hey, what kind of lead gen would you working on? Basically I'm working on a lead scoring system that allows you to score leads in a at scale. That means helping you to find leads, helping you to figure out your ICP, your initial customer profile, come up with a system that helps you to sort of rank them, and then help you with outreach on that entire process. So that's basically what I've been working on. But today we want to talk about launching, how to launch. Man, it's driving me nuts. On my I can't share my screen on TikTok, so it's a little it's a little disconnected for me because I can see that my TikTok is not being shared properly, which is just weird. Thing. I'm working on something similar for Jamaica. Oh, we got a Caribbean guy in the house. Hey man, how you doing? Wagwan. um, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Is it to help what type of customers who you're targeting? What type of businesses? Small businesses, medium businesses, just businesses focus on local business? All right. I think our LinkedIn is, let's see. Yeah, okay, still going. Yeah, so we're going to focus on LinkedIn. We're going to focus on TikTok. By the way, if you guys want to actually see what's on my screen, you're going to have to go to one of the other platforms. You could go to YouTube, or you could go to TikTok, or you could, oh, sorry, not TikTok. You could go to, you could go to YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to drop the YouTube in the light. Hey, Colette, how are you doing? Good to see you. Sorry, we're late today. Got a whole bunch of technical problems. Can't get my TikTok to show my screen for some reason. So that's the best I could do. Um, so if you guys want to see what's actually thingy, you'll have to go to YouTube or Instagram or LinkedIn, which I'm trying to promote. So, um, yeah, you know what's weird too? It won't even show. Actually, let me just try one more thing with TikTok because TikTok is driving me nuts. I get the most engagement from TikTok, and I can't even like honor it by at least half decent giving you guys an update of what's on my screen. So let's see if we could do something a little different. So they got a window capture. So what about a window capture? Is a window capture working? Let's see. Add, select which window. So the window that I want to do is a presentation. Will that work? Nothing. So crazy. Window capture won't work either. Nothing is working on TikTok. They broke they definitely broke a bunch of stuff on TikTok. It's really annoying because I could just like it's driving me nuts. Okay, yeah, this is the best I could do, guys. So you want to see actual stuff thing. I just sent you a few quick snapshots on your TikTok inbox. Let's see. Where's my phone? Da da da. Let's see what we got. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. Inbox and da, 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 la, la, la. Go to my inbox. Jambro. Okay, yeah. Okay, I see you. So, view. Oh, that looks cool. I love the map. The map is really cool. Is that live? Like, can I actually pull that up and look at it? It's very cool. I love the interactive view on the map. It's very, very cool. So is it that you're going to be doing search for, so just so you guys know, some kind of looking at a map view. He can kind of zoom into different locations on the map and kind of um, total businesses 40,000, new websites, have websites, enriched. Okay, so this is like a true lead scoring type system. So who are you targeting? So, sorry, losing my voice. Jamaica SMB intelligent layer 14. Um, I love the locality of this project. Um, so who are you selling it to? Tell me more. I've joined your fan club for 1 month. Welcome. Thank you, Colette. I appreciate that. You are at this particular point probably my biggest fan. Will say that for sure. You're very consistent, and I appreciate that very much. So thanks for joining. Thanks for joining my fan club. So you know what you can do for me, since you're part of my fan club, is so I've decided I'm gonna be joining. Oh, you know what? Let's just do this live right now. Oh, of course you guys can't see my screen, but for the people that can, so I'm gonna be doing my launch event on May 28th. That's the first thing I want to promote. We got to promote and we got to get an image for it. So I'm going to do that right now live while we talk about things. So go to market strategy. Where's my, no, that's not what I want. I want AI banner design. Is it this one? Excuse me. So I'm running a scoring on local businesses. So what are the criteria that you're using for scoring, Mr. Jambot? Tell me. So whether they have a website, whether they have local phone number. I presume everybody would have a local phone number. What else are you using to score them? The type of industries. Tell me more. I'm gonna show you all the stuff that I have. See if we could compare some notes, and you could win that market, and I could win other markets. Come on. Da 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 da. How did the launch go, Colette? Did you you said you were gonna launch last week? Monday. That's what you said. Monday. Did you end up launching? Da, 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 da. Man, I can't find any single thing when I want it. Oh, you know what? It's in the wrong project. That's why. I'm in the wrong project. Banner requests. Yes. Okay. Uh, give me a banner to promote this event on LinkedIn for May 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time with all the different stuff that we talked about already. I'm going to give you my photo as well too. I'm going to show you guys what I did. So I'm launching my actual app and I want you guys to come. Okay, so I'm giving you advance notices, 2 weeks notice, advance notice, so that you guys can come out and hopefully support me. Not on TikTok, but on LinkedIn. We're doing the LinkedIn thing. In fact, I might just do that as the only platform. Actually, you know what? Come to think about it, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm only going to do it on LinkedIn because, first of all, doing like live stream across like 5 different platforms, annoying. Secondly, LinkedIn seems to be its own beast by itself, and it seems like if you don't focus on it and if you don't actually pay attention, it just does weird stuff. Like I was fighting with the stream. It's been, well, we're 2 o'clock now. I've like barely even started any single thing, and just been trying to get the LinkedIn going. It's really annoying. What do we got here? So I did not launch, but I did make the suggested changes. I've tested, reviewed, and making edits. Okay, your account is still active. I created an onboarding feature. Okay, nice, great. That's good, sweet. I appreciate that. So, you know what? I should test you out this week actually, because I'm going to be trying to put content out every single day for the next 2 weeks for this launch. By the way, we're talking about launching today, in case it wasn't obvious. Well, it's not because thing. So let me change the actual slide of what I'm actually talking about today, so at least it's clear, because TikTok is messing me up today. TikTok is messing me up. It is what it is, though. We're gonna get through it. So I just gotta find the image, because I gotta keep manually shifting the images around. Launching a product. There we go. Okay, so that's the one. So I'm gonna change this image here, the display image. Let's get rid of this one here because you can't even see it anyway. And then hide this. Yeah, just delete that. And then this image here. No, we want to uncheck that, or we want to delete this. Man, TikTok is just not doing what it's supposed to do. Oops. Oh my goodness, what did I do? Sorry, bear with me. I'm screwing every single thing up today. Okay, so that's the background. So can we change that? No. Can we unlock it and just name it background? Rename. And then camera. I'm gonna get to you in a sec there, John, but give me 1 second. I just want to change this image to something that actually makes a little more sense based on what I'm talking about today. So at least you guys know what I'm doing. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So let me read your comment now. So here. Hey Tim, how's it going? Joined your fan club for 1 month. Did not launch. Okay, got that. I save you page so I can talk to you sometime more about. I am on a 9 to 5 now. LOL. Send you examples. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Do that. Join my community as well too, in case that's not obvious already. I'll drop it in your, I'll drop it in your message right this minute. So at least just in case you haven't done it, then at least you could message me inside of there. Oh, you did? Okay, fair enough. So then message me in there as well and send me some of the details, because then I'll look at it and we could actually talk a little bit more. But we'll compare notes because, like I said, I'm literally launching a similar stuff, maybe with a slightly broader categorization, but happy to share notes and tell you where I'm running into roadblocks, issues, or problem. But you go do your 9 to 5, get your work done. I don't want you to get fired. There's too many firing right now because of AI, so I don't want to be the one person responsible for somebody losing their job. So go do your work, man. All right, shall we get down to business? It's 2 o'clock. It's 2:06 now. It's taken forever just to get. No, this the design needs to be better for a banner. It needs to be for an event banner for LinkedIn, not for the top, but like for an actual event page. So in other words, it needs to be more a square ratio, and you have more flexibility to do better stuff. Don't make it busy. Okay, so let's talk about launching. Since Colette hasn't launched her stuff, we're gonna try to get that done. Man, I feel bad about the LinkedIn, about the can't get see the screen thing, but we're gonna run with what we got. So let's yeah, even the Instagram is all messed up today. And let me just see the TikTok. Yeah, Twitter is fine. Okay. So let's do this. So yeah, if you wanna actually see or follow along, Cloud, you'll have to sadly go on the YouTube or some of the other platforms. But anyway, what are we talking about today? So we're talking about launching. Why are we talking about launching? Because I have an event coming up in 2 weeks' time that I'm going to be promoting as my launch event for my app. And what I want to do is go out with a bang. Can you make one? Can you make one with me inside of it? And it should be more of like a 16:9 type shape, like for the LinkedIn actual official event page. This one is good, but I need more. And then give me a different color as well, to give me some color variations. So what are we going to be doing? We want to talk really about launching. I want to talk more specifically about how to actually launch something properly. Why? Because this is an underrated topic. the marketers talk about it. I want to talk about it from two different angles. I want to talk about it from an entrepreneur standpoint, and I want to talk about it from a go-to-market engineer standpoint. So GTM, if you don't know, go-to-market is basically this concept where you use, kind of like the more modern way of doing things, Excel spreadsheets, data to figure out how to actually launch your product. So that's the angle I'm going to try to take to it. See if we could actually discuss some of the details around actually launching your product and how to actually do it effectively, which is basically a checklist for my personal project, just to be clear. Okay. So I'm literally telling you guys the thing that I'm doing while I do it for my business. So this presentation thing is driving me nuts. And then you know what's right? Okay, while we're in complaint land, I'm just gonna complain for a second here. The other thing that's driving me nuts is I have 4 monitors in front of me, and if I press the play button on my presentation, it never goes on the screen that I'm on. It goes on some random screen, and then and then you think you'd you'd just be able to just get it back onto the main screen. It's so difficult to do it. It's one of my biggest frustrations with doing it like a PowerPoint. So see, I got it on. Let me see here. Can I flip screens? Yeah, I could flip it. Complaining about everything today, but it is what it is. So, okay, here. Can I shift the screen? No. Where would I shift? Screen display, PowerPoint output, swap displays. Yeah, it's just, man. Oh, so annoying. So I can't even do that. Okay, enough complaining. Let's just talk. We'll just yeah. All right. So okay, here. Can I move this at least to this? Annoying. Annoying. Okay. Give me one more second here. Let me see if I could actually. I think I have to move this. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, how do you get it to actually just play on the screen that you want it to play on? No, there's no. Can't do that. Why would you be able to do that? All right. So vibe coding can help you build faster. We know this already. Go-to-market engineer is a real thing, right? The focus with a go-to-market engineer is to focus on basically kind of coming up with getting you sort of seen faster, right? So you need sort of a simple fat, so you can start from the basics, come up with a plan, build, and then basically sort of like deliver on on an actual outcome. Okay, oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm totally like off my game today because like even my LinkedIn is not even clicking. Something is going on. What the hell is going on? I can't even click through my slides. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna try this. We're gonna keep pushing through despite the technical problems. So, what does go-to-market actually mean? Because this is important. It's an important question because, you know, Colette, I spoke to you the other day, and you told me I was on Friday. I think it was. Yes, it was last week Friday. Yeah, it was last week Friday. I had a conversation with you, and you said, "Hey, I'm launching," and I was like, "Oh, when are you launching it?" And you were like, "Monday," and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of soon." And it's one of those things where it's like you don't know what you don't know. I'm not targeting you here, but it was just the conversation that came to top of mind, because in my brain I was like, wow, that's a lot of work to be launching just over the weekend, right? um all the things that you got to do a launch. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that you actually have to do a launch properly. Okay, so that's what I want to kind of talk about. Like, what are those layers of details? Because if you okay, and just to be clear before we get any further, there's different types of launch. Okay, there's and it's not a one size fit all. It's not like you launch today and then you're done and then you never launch again. In fact, the big companies actually launch multiple times. Hey, Mr. NAIFIS, good to see you. Nafis, is that I say that? Nafis, maybe. Um, So yeah, so what you want to do, my by the way, my TikTok um screen is not sharing for some reason. It's just not working out today. TikTok is just it's doing its own thing. So I'm not gonna try to mess with it. I'm just gonna just roll with it as it is. Um, yeah, it's not even allowing me to like not no window capture nor actually I wonder if I do camera capture and then I basically just um add maybe I could share my screen somehow camera and then I could choose this camera no FaceTime live cam Dwain cam okay I yeah you know what you guys mean enough to me that I'm gonna do this okay I'm gonna do this for you I'm gonna do this for you okay this is how I'm gonna hold my presentation so at least you could see something. Yeah, that might be too difficult. Okay, I might take that back. Actually, give me 1 second. I think I know what to do. Give me 1 second. This may or may not work. We'll see. You get to see my messy desk. Okay. Yeah, best I could do for today because of the technical difficulties. Best I could do. So anyway, I can't even get that full screen. That's how crazy it is today. Like it's just the demo gods, the internet gods, the whatever social media god, whatever you want to call it. They're out to get me today. There's no question about it. They're out to get me. But you know what? This is what it means about this whole thing about doing a launch, right? It's like you got to get the practice in, you got to get the reps in to work out the kinks. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna fall flat on your face. All right. Um, so I'm trying to I here's what I'm doing because I want to give you guys a playbook of what I'm doing because this is important for you as well too. Okay. I'm literally creating the wheel as I try to ride or make it this way. I'm literally trying to build the engine of the plane that I'm trying to fly. Right. So I'm like in the air trying to like, I don't know, swap the engine. Maybe that's a better analogy. Okay. And so it's really hard. The reason why I come on live stream every single week, regardless of all the problems, issues, challenges, etc., is because I need to figure this stuff out. And the only way to figure it out is by actually doing the thing consistently, reliably, over and over until you kind of get it done. All right. So that's what we're doing. We're just doing the thing consistently over and over until we could figure it out. And so launching is kind of like that, right? It's like when you do it the first time, it's not necessarily going to be the best, but you have to keep doing it in order to kind of figure out and work through all the details. This is obvious advice slash information, but if you haven't done this before, it's like, well, how do you do it, right? So um so the game is that you need to basically set up like a campaign and you need to treat it like exactly that. You need to put a hard deadline. You need to basically come up with whatever your problem is that you're solving, right? You need to come up with your offer. The offer needs to be something relevant, big enough. We're in an AI world right now, so it's AI first, AI heavy mission, right? And then you need to pick your channels, which is obvious, but you need to pick one channel and then kind of drive from there. So for me personally, I've been really thinking about LinkedIn a lot lately. It's the reason why I'm starting to stream on LinkedIn, and it's not necessarily that because I like the platform. I'll be on like I you know I don't want to use the word hate, but it's like yeah, it's pretty up there. Not my favorite platform at all. However, I've recognized that there's value in being on that platform because that's where the audience that I'm going after, the business case that I'm making for the solution that I'm selling is they're on LinkedIn, right? The audience is on LinkedIn, and so as a result of that, got to be on a platform, right? If you ask me personally, TikTok is my audience, and like I love the TikTok crew. I love them because they're most responsive. It's just a different audience, as you know. Every platform has a different audience, a different feel, a different type of stuff. YouTube for me, sorry, LinkedIn for me feels way too polished, way too fake. I hate fakeness. Okay, and LinkedIn feels like that to me. Oh, I'm so excited that I, was able to connect with XYZ at this event, right? Meantime, you just literally went there, you took 5 seconds, you took a picture, and you just walked away, right? It's like, what are you doing? Um, and then the next part of this is like, what can you show today in terms of proof of what is it that you're building, right? So that you can iterate on this process. So you build, you show proof, you build, you show proof, you build, you show proof. For the next couple of days, that's basically what I'm going to be doing. Okay, I'm going to be showing proof of what I'm building, how I'm building it, what are some of the challenges, what are the things that I'm doing to work up to the launch event. Is that working? Yeah. And then um, we'll try to get to a place where, let me see if I can bring it a little bit closer. It's so annoying. This what I'm doing here is like it's the most, I don't want to say ghetto, but it kind of is a ghetto thing. Yeah, I don't even know. It's probably even backwards too. Sorry, I'm distracted by the LinkedIn thing, but at least hopefully people will see it. So yeah, flip the camera. Yes, that's what I was thinking just now. Good question. How do you do that? Disconnect, pause. Yeah, or probably on this one here. Yes, that's a good one. Thanks for saying that. The flip. Did I flip it? Did it flip? Flip horizontally. Yes, there we go. Okay, maybe a little bit better, but never gonna. Yeah, so yeah, it is what it is. Okay, there. Best I could do for today. Best I could do. Um, Actually, if I turn it like this and I do that, that might work a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. So, thank you for that, Colette. You truly are like a lifesaver for me. Um, so anyway, yeah. So just to recap, because I've been all over the place in this thing, right? Get your ICP, your initial customer profile. Who is it that you're targeting? What is it you're doing? Why you're selling to this person? What is the problem that you're solving for them? Okay, these are obvious things, but you have to have this clearly defined. Because if you don't have it clearly defined, you're gonna get yourself in problems. You're gonna start talking to this audience and to this audience and to this audience, and basically nobody will know who you're talking to. Okay, in my particular case, who am I talking to? I'm talking to one, business people. Okay, that's a clear goal for me. Small businesses, by the way. I'm talking to um, people that are basically in their 9 to 5 that have some interest in programming that want to build something. Okay, that's my group. And then there's sort of the developers that have built something and they're trying to start a business. Okay, there's an intersection there. There's people that have not built any single thing and they're trying to get into building something. And there's the people that have built stuff before but are trying to get into how to market and promote or build a product. So those are my audience. Why? Because I can talk the technical deep language that the technical people want to really, chat. Technical people like to talk technical, right? But I can also talk some of the business language, which is what, it's where I try to sit on most days, is just to have a conversation more on a business level. So there's an intersection there. That's where I come in. So I understand your pain point extremely well, right? Which is, you have a product, you want to get it out to the market. The product needs an audience, and you're trying to figure out how to get it out into the audience. In the meantime, you might not be so technical, so you might have some technical problems. Therefore, I can help you with that, right? Like, you need to understand your audience inside out so you can basically help them with the problem and give them an offer, right? Which is basically to hopefully buy your solution or at least join your community or whatever it is that you're doing, right? Pick the channel, make sure that the channel is consistent, make sure that the channel is, has the right audience, right? There's no point in, for example, selling on TikTok when your audience might more be on LinkedIn or whichever. You get the idea. Okay. Um, and then show people the product. So we understand this very clearly. So those are some of the things that you just need to get right. Okay. Of course, even my mouse is not working today. So hang on, we got to do this old school way, and it's just going crazy. Okay, here, yeah, okay. So the launch operating system. So this is important. Okay, there's a couple things that we got to do, and we got to do it really well, and we got to do it consistently. So we talk about our ICP, we talk about our positioning. So all of that ICP stuff, all of the initial customer profile, who you're targeting, etc. Where that really, really matters is on the LinkedIn side. Oh, sorry, it's on the landing page when people are going to go click and sign up to see your profile or whatever it is that you're selling. Excuse me. It's going to be the thing that you need to just make sure that's right. Okay, so that's the obvious one. All right. On the other side of the entire spectrum is the place that's not so obvious, that's super important also, which is actually, I'm going to argue, a bigger deal than your landing page and your ICP content, which is the marketplace. All right. So let's talk about that for a second, because I really want to dig into this one here. What do I mean by marketplace? So I'm going to give you two examples. I have a product for contractors. It's for construction workers. All these guys are doing all day long is physically working with their hands. They're in the field. They're doing field stuff, whatever that is, right? Like, I don't know, doing wire things, whatever, electrical stuff, plumbers, HVAC, right? Like these guys are they're doing real stuff. Like not like me and you just sitting behind our desk pretending like we're working. These guys are like really working. And as a result of that, they're not on LinkedIn. Some of them are, but not all of them. Definitely not a majority of them are on LinkedIn. There's a vast majority of my audience that's offline. And so this becomes a real challenge for me because I'm selling, and it took me a really long time to kind of understand this, because while I was selling, I was trying to sell to this audience, and I was like, why is it that I'm not making any progress, and blah, blah, blah. And it was just this thing, right? And it turns out that the reason why I wasn't making any progress is because my audience, I was just looking in the wrong market, right? I was just literally looking in the wrong platform, which was LinkedIn at the time. So it's only after really understanding the psyche, this is where your ICP really matters, understanding your initial customer profile and what their pain points are, what they do, and where you can find them online and offline. Okay. So it's only once I understood that my audience primarily uses QuickBooks as their accounting platform. This was the thing that I recognized. Like, oh, QuickBooks has a marketplace, right? Because QuickBooks controls like 60% of small businesses in North America, or at least in the US, I think. At least that's the last stats I look at. I don't know if it's the same right now, but roughly that, okay? So 60% is a big number, all right? And it turns out that most of my audience, not all, but most of the audience that I'm going after is sitting on QuickBooks. And that might be one form of QuickBooks or another. In my world, when I started this, it was QuickBooks Desktop. They were actually sitting on QuickBooks Desktop. And fast forward, QuickBooks has gotten better, and a lot of them kind of pushed back with the online solution. They didn't want to do it, but then eventually now they're in QuickBooks Online. All that to say, QuickBooks launched a marketplace where you can now publish your app so that your customers that are on QuickBooks looking for solutions can find you. And that is one of the best channels that we've basically put together, like to figure out, because now we're on there, we're just visible. And so people are just randomly browsing and they're comparing and they're looking at prices and they're doing all this type of stuff, and they could find us and they think. So this is what I mean by really understanding your market, because up until I had that insight, it wasn't very clear to me that we should be on these app platforms, right? The other one that was really important that we ended up following through on, that I found some success in, was really trade associations. Now, here's the thing with trade associations. Trade associations are kind of an interesting bunch. They're basically a club, right? It's a club for, in my particular case, it was HVAC and plumber, so it was a club. And one of the things that the trade associations did was they, first of all, they had like a yearly membership that you had to pay to be inside of there, and they would put on regular events. So we joined as a software company in the trade association. The good thing about the trade association is that they don't actually discriminate. They're like, yeah, if you're going to pay your membership, that's fine. If you get some value from this, great. And we just said, hey, we're going to join as a software company. So we actually paid like a slightly less fee, I think like a 10% discount or something. And then we get to show up to events, and also we can do presentations. I did that. Did presentations for trade associations. And not only that, we also wrote content to send out on a trade association's newsletter. And that also got us some audience, right? But at the time, that was like a revolutionary thing because we had no idea that this is where all of our audience is sitting, in these sort of like little nuggets, right? They meet up once a month or something like that, and then they have these sort of discussions, and they talk about the challenges, and they talk about things that are going on in their community. But it's actually really, really important that that we kind of join those little communities. Thanks for saying that, by the way. Encourage more viewers to share. You guys do the share thing if you can, and do the double tap the screen, and hopefully I can get some audience. I appreciate that, Style Pulse. Yes, because I'm trying to build an audience here. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are getting the point that I'm trying to make here, right? It's like, if you're going to launch something, you really have to sit down and really think through the details. It's not just to say, hey, I'm just going to wave my hand, I'm going to get this audience and they're just going to come follow me. Like, you have to sit down and really think about the people that you're trying to go after, and you really, really have to understand their psyche, their thought process. Okay. So once you start doing that, you get to a place where, once you really understand your audience, you understand where they're sitting, online, offline, etc., you can inject your app or your product or whatever it is on marketplaces that matter, because you can't do everything. Okay. But you definitely want to be on the ones that really make a difference. For example, actually, there's one thing I want to mention here. I get about, I don't know, 3 to 5 emails. No, maybe not that many. Okay, about 1 to 2 emails, sometimes 3 in a week about offers, VC offers, venture capitalists, or people want to invest in my company or do something. They're dime a dozen of these, right? Like, this is nothing special. I just want to be clear. I don't, for people that don't know, I don't want you to think that this is like something special or novel for my company. This is just like spray and pray, like people just sending out 100 emails, hoping that you are the one company that they could potentially invest in and make returns and all this type of stuff. Okay, so it's just another sales pitch, basically. So 90% of these I ignore. In fact, 99% of them I just ignore. I don't even look at them. Okay, every now and again, 1 or 2 will come across my desk that I'll pay attention to. The real question is, how are these people finding me, and how are they know about my business? And the answer is, when we were trying to launch our product back then, we just sat down and we came up with an Excel spreadsheet of all the different places that we should be on online. Excuse me. One of those places is Crunchbase. So in case you don't know Crunchbase, I'll pull it up. CRUNCHBASE. It's one of the older ones, but it's still relevant still. And this is where the investors go to find deals or to find potential companies. So Crunchbase is basically now they turn it into an AI slop. But so if I do Crunchbase and I do SnapSuite, okay, we're in here. Companies. It also shows, so it's growth score down 84%. Great. CB rankings. I don't even know what that means. 44,008. Oh my goodness, what is that? Basically 500,000, whatever that means. Heat score 49. I have no idea what any of this stuff means. Okay, doesn't matter. The point is that we're in this database. I don't know how they're ranking us. I don't even know why they're ranking us. I don't even know what the purpose is. But they're ranking us for whatever it is. But the point is that we're in the database. So investors, this is why the investors are finding us, is they're using these databases to look for companies that matter in very specific niches. So in my particular case, what was happening is these investor companies are looking for very specific vertical. They're looking for companies that are in construction niches because they want to buy it up and put them into their portfolio and yada 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 and all this type of stuff. Okay, so being on these databases really really matter. And I'm gonna be real with you, it sucks to sit down and have to manually enter all your information. So what you want to do, okay, this is like tip number one that is very obvious, that is not obvious to most people, which is you want to take a Excel spreadsheet or a Word document, and you basically want to put name of company, tagline, description, right? Address. I know it seems so basic. Address. So you could just keep copying and pasting over and over. Now, here's the good news. We live in an AI world, so we don't even have to do anymore. In case you guys don't know, OpenAI Codex just launched browser in their new tool. They just launched browser capabilities in their new platform. And so as a result, you can now pull up Codex, which is a very cool tool, by the way, ChatGPT Codex, and you can now tell it to go look at my information on, in this particular, let's go with Crunchbase. Go look at my profile in Crunchbase and see if we can improve upon it. Okay, in fact, let's just do that right now. Okay, we're gonna pull up Codex, and you'll see. Wait, what if it doesn't listen? Good question. That day is coming. That day is coming for sure. The AI tools. Oh, hang on. It keeps asking me to update, so it keeps restarting. But no, 100%. Listen, the AI tools are gonna start. They're gonna start. Yeah, they're gonna start disobeying our commands. That's for sure. So we gotta you know we gotta be conscious of this. But yeah, okay. While that Codex thing is kind of popping up, the point that I'm making here, and I want to belabor the point because you guys are a smart audience. You guys understand and know this stuff, but I'm trying to make sure that we go from the basics all the way up, okay? Because it's easy to just say I'm going to launch my app, but it's like, are you really launching? Like, do you actually have all the pieces to launch your app properly? Is it like actually think, hello, Mr. Paul, work for you? Good to see you, man. Always good to see you and hear from you on a Friday. So here's what you do, okay? And again, not everybody knows this stuff, so we got a wide variety in our audience. So I want to make sure that at least, from an audience standpoint, we're covering our grounds. Sorry. So just to be clear, it's not the ChatGPT tool, because there's a ChatGPT desktop, like, as though it's not confusing enough. There's a ChatGPT desktop tool, and then there's a ChatGPT Codex tool, which is different. Okay, just to be clear. Okay, so it's the Codex ChatGPT that has browsing capabilities. And I'll give you a real example, like a legit real example that just happened just this week, actually. One of my original investors actually just sent me a message, and he's like, hey, I saw this random thing. He always sends me this random thing. No description, no nothing. He just sends me an email. It's like, hey, look at this link. Basically what he's saying. Okay. So I opened up the email, I looked at it, and it was, I don't know, some grant for something from American Express or whatever it is. And it was like a ridiculously long form. And then I'm sitting there and I was like, oh, I don't have time for this. I don't want to do this. But I also respect this investor. So if he sends me something, I pay attention to it. So sure enough, I was like, you know what? This is a good job for ChatGPT. So I spinned up Codex, and Codex knows 90% about my business, SnapSuite, and all the details about it. So I was like, hey, can you fill out this form for me? Just fill out all the details based on every single thing. It went to the website. It looked through the entire details, got all the information. There was a couple questions. It asked me, like, what email address do you want, or whatever kind of deal. And it just filled it out. Got to the end of the form. There was a CAPTCHA. You don't want those Google CAPTCHAs that you got to fill out. And it was like, hey, can you fill out, clicked it for the bicycle because I need to fix it. I was like, yeah, okay, submit, done. Okay. So my point is this, like, you're launching a product. You don't have to do the work anymore. You have the tools that can do the work. Okay. So Go to Crunchbase. Like, first of all, I'm gonna give you guys a list because I have a whole list of all the different places that you need to go to. Okay, stick around for the end. I'm doing the YouTube thing. Um, but you just gotta fill out the details: name, website, phone number, blah. Like you, okay. So in your personal life, you don't want to be found. You don't want anybody to find your website. Sorry, anybody to find your phone number or your address for your house and all this kind of stuff. For your business, you want to do the opposite. You just want to just consistently be listing all of the different places that you can be found. Right, I'm stating the obvious, but I want to make sure that you understand, because most people, you're new to this, so you don't really understand how time consuming it is to get yourself listed in all these databases. And here's a good thing: once you're in one or two or three or four or five major databases, it starts to spread, because then it goes all around. This is why I keep getting blasted by investors every single week for them trying to like buy my company or have a conversation or book a meeting. Like, it's just constant. It's because I'm in every single database out there. And this is literally one of the prerequisites that you need to do and have in place in order to be found for your launch. Okay. So I hope I drove that point home. Drove that point home. So let's talk about content strategy and marketing a little bit. I won't really hype too much on this one because it's not this thing. Everybody understands that they need to keep posting content. I'm doing an experiment right now. In fact, let's see how it's going. So on my TikTok, like this actual TikTok channel here that I'm thinking, I posted. So what I did is so I'm doing a couple things differently this time here, and I'm trying to experiment because I only have 2 weeks to figure this out. Okay, and I want to be clear here: I'm no expert with posting on any of this stuff. So I posted a video earlier today about I posted a video about no, sorry, it's not this one here. Where is it? Yeah, vibe coding is the easy part, right? This one here. So I posted this video. Vibe coding is easy, launching is hard, okay? Because it's relevant to what we're talking about right this minute on TikTok. And what I did is only gotten 46 views because it was only like less than an hour ago or something. And I'm not a big you know TikToker or whatever, but that's not the point. I also tried to back it with boosting it this time. And the reason why I wanted to do that is I wanted to see that if I were to boost a video, and really and truly I should be doing it like 24 hours before. So this is kind of premature here, but I'm just letting you know some of the strategies I'm trying to deploy so you can think about it on your own. Where I wanted to know that if I boost a TikTok video while at the same time being live, if TikTok is going to bring me more audience, a bigger audience. That was basically the experiment. Okay, nothing scientific, nothing too crazy. It was just, will TikTok bring me a bigger audience based on whatever? Now, sadly, I got a whole bunch of problems with my streaming and whatever it is. So, that's yet to be seen because we started late and yada yada. So it's not a fair test, but it will give me some idea on whether I should, every time I go live, boost a post or something that could help to kind of broaden my audience. Maybe something that performed better before, because if you get a video and somebody like it, they're like, oh, this is a great video, and then they see that you're on live, they might be willing to join your live, right? So that's kind of the thought process there. So I did that on LinkedIn. This is a suggestion for my app. That is a suggestion from my app. Oh, is it? Okay, maybe I stole it from that. That's cool. That's actually cool. I did not know that. Let people know that you're going live. Yeah, this is 100% true, because it's not very obvious, right? So even for me, like, I've been going live for a while now, but I'm just new to this entire platform and whatever it is. So I'm really struggling to kind of understand it. But the concept is there. And then I don't do much with Twitter, or X, as we call it. Keep having to correct myself here. But of lately, I've been trying to pay attention to it, just because I don't know. I don't know why. I just have to. You just got to be on every single platform. So I did the exact same thing. I posted, or did I? Yes, I did. Yeah, it's right here. 2.6 thousand views, so even more than TikTok, which is surprising. Okay, but no interaction of any single sort. I never get any real interaction on TikTok. I'm just not using Twitter effectively. I know this for sure, but that's okay. I don't have to use it effectively. I just need to leave a breadcrumb trail for people to kind of follow along, right, on your platform of choice. And so whenever they're interested in me, they'll find me on these platforms and they'll go look at my content, and that's what you're basically doing. It's on the pre-checklist. Got you. So yeah, so these are obvious stuff, but I'm stating the obvious because it's not always obvious to like the the beginners in this type of stuff. Um Now here's where the big thing starts to come in, okay? It's the outreach. All right? It's like, what do you do for outreach? How do you get these people? How do you get people to actually start um how do you get people to actually start, like, you know, not just following you, but also like engaging with the content or whatever. And the truth is, it really stems from you just literally just reaching out to them. So I'm again giving you my example because it's what I'm doing right now. So the event that I'm planning to launch, which by the way, I want everybody that's on this live and is watching this live in the future, if the date hasn't passed, to join my LinkedIn event. In fact, I should have had the link ready already, but we're gonna promote it next week again. Okay, hang on. Where did I put it? Is it not? No, 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 no. It's here. Here. There we go. So yeah, okay, right? LinkedIn, 1 million 1 million emails per month, 100 calls per hour, one sales rep, one app. Save your spot. May 28th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, live launch event. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. We're going to pull this down right now. We're going to do this. We're doing this in real time. So this is where I want you guys to actually come to this if you can. That would be great. It would make my day if people actually show up. I'm only going to do this on LinkedIn. I've made that decision literally as we just speak. Live launch event. And the reason I don't, it'll be interesting to see if we just do it on LinkedIn. Maybe I might do LinkedIn and TikTok and YouTube. I don't know. I gotta see because the LinkedIn thing is driving me nuts because like trying to master LinkedIn and doing the other platforms just seems to be a lot of headache. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here. I'm gonna go to events, and I'm gonna drop this in the chat right now before I even forget, because I want people to actually connect on LinkedIn. So I'm doing the thing that I'm telling you guys to do. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Just doing the thing that I'm telling you to do. Okay, upload, edit, yes, apply, perfect. What I like about LinkedIn, what I liked about ChatGPT is that they give me a little bit more muscles in my arms. It's so funny. And then we're gonna say L lead score, SCOR AI launch, AUNC event. I'm gonna drop that in the chat so at least I think I won't even do anything. Okay, May, I gotta put the date on it. May 28th at 2 p.m., which is a Wednesday, by the way. 2 p.m. Where are you? 2 p.m. There we go. And we're actually gonna do it for an hour and a half. We're gonna do it for 1 hour. We're gonna do it for 1 hour. We're gonna do it really. Yeah, we're gonna do an hour and a half. Just in the event that there's problems, because people always show up late. 2:30, 3, 3:30, 4, right? No, that's 2 hours. 3:30. There we go. Okay, scheduled. My app. Come join me. Posts. Okay, so why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want you guys to understand that this is part of the game, right? It's all of this grunt stuff that has to be done in order to like set things up. And the good news is you have AI on your side now, so you can do this significantly faster. But it's it's still a lot of work. Okay, so for you, Colette, what I want you to actually do is I want you to actually sit down and kind of not just going live, but also like coming up with a checklist of some of the stuff, which is what we're going to talk about next year. So hang on, let me just get this right, and I'm going to put this in the chat. Share. We got to do share and then copy link. LinkedIn is just weird. Okay. That's all I wanted to do. Just drop it in there. And drop it in my other stream. Where is it? Chat. I am here now. Okay, this is Colette. Okay, got you. Good to see you. Good. Okay, so where are we? Let's go back. Checklists. Oh, right, the marketplace. Right. Okay, so these are the obvious ones, but these are the ones that kind of exist. That you do have to kind of check off. We're gonna go through this fast. I won't belabor this point. Product hunt. If you don't know what product hunt, definitely one of the places that you got to be if you're launching an app. Okay, but product hunt is like its own beast. All right, you have to set up your app, and the whole goal is that on launch day, what you're going to try to do is you're going to get people to upvote on your app. That means that you have to kind of set up. It's almost like what's the other thing? A GoFundMe. If you're doing a GoFundMe, you kind of have to like get the masses to kind of rally around you in order to basically do the launch. Okay, that's what product hunt is. This is like its own thing. Okay, like you get your app listed on, but it's not just listed on. You kind of have to interact with the audience to be able to get your rankings up. I'm not a product hunt expert by any means, but my understanding is that you have to really spend some time. You can't just go there and just push your app up and this kind of thing. You have to spend some time in the community of product hunt in order to be able to kind of get the exposure. But nonetheless, this is probably one of the biggest places that you could go to kind of do that properly. Okay. Next one is beta lists, Betalist, right? This is also a really good place. Again, you just gotta be on these platforms. If you're not on these platforms, you just don't exist. Okay. And why is this? Because these platforms are becoming basically their authority, and that's all it is. It's just an authority game, right? Google likes these platforms for a good thing. A couple places that we were listed on. So I'm going to skip a bunch of them here, but one of them that you shouldn't probably skip is AppSumo, in case you guys haven't heard about it. So AppSumo is a place where you could get apps for discount. Okay. Now, is it something that you want to do for launch day? Maybe, maybe not. But for example, you see here, $89 lifetime, $110 lifetime, right? They're doing these lifetime deal. It just depends on what is it that you're trying to launch. For me, I might list my app on thing on AppSumo, but definitely not at these rock bottom prices, because I'm not trying to just get a whole bunch of mass users. I'm trying to get actually on launch day, we're just going to be trying to get 10 very hyper specific type of companies. That's it. That's all we're going to do. And we're going to try to promote to just get those 10 companies. That's it. And we're going to try to be strategic about it. But yeah. The one that I want to mention here is G2, because we've gotten some success with these guys also. Okay. G2 business. Okay. I'm going to put the slide in the school community. You guys could go download it and kind of thing. But I want to do the G2, because G2 is, there's G2 and there's Capteria, but they're both kind of similar. Now we have an AI agents category, but being listed and getting reviews from them, even if it's just sort of like close colleagues and friends, really helps out, especially for search engine traffic and that sort of deal. And this one here is not so obvious, but it's very, very important. Well, there's three of them really. There's Zapier, Make.com, and N8N. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard of all three. How about? Yeah, so Zapier, N8N, and what's the other one? Make.com. Okay. Why do you want to be listed on these ones? Number one is like these platforms literally link to every other platform on the internet. Okay. So if there's nothing else, you want to be listed here because then at least you could allow people to import and export data from your platform. And by doing that, they all have a marketplace. That's the important thing here. Okay. They all have a marketplace where you can go and you can browse apps. And you'd be surprised at how much traffic just comes from just these marketplaces. The marketplace has significant value, a little bit of work to kind of get your app set up properly and integrated with them. But nonetheless, it's relevant. Same thing with make.com. A little bit harder, a little bit newer platform, but same kind of concept where you can spend the time and the effort with AI these days. Maybe it's a weekend or two to kind of get your app set up and be listed on the apps and their app stores, basically in app stores, right? N8N is also sort of the new kid on the block, but this also really matters. Okay, the one that I'll kind of mention just in passing, just because nobody has, to my knowledge, nobody that I know or have seen has gotten any real success with it, but I can't not include it, partially because I'm a Microsoft fanboy in the background. I shouldn't say fanboy, but I do use a lot of Microsoft products. Is AppSource, which is a weird name. AppSource. Okay, so Microsoft has their own app what would you call it? Marketplace. Okay, but here you're kind of getting into enterprise territory because the requirements to get listed here is just a little bit higher and a little clunky, for lack of a better word description. All right, it's Microsoft, so it's thing. However, don't rule it out, because the app source, especially for my people that are targeting enterprise level customers and whatever, the app source allows you to kind of get into the upstream market, right? The people that have Office 365, set up for their enterprise, the people that have sort of like policies around what applications can and can't be installed, right? Super important if you're going to try to get into that audience. Now, if you're vibe coding a platform for the very first time, this is not your territory. Just want to be clear with that. This is like next level. But for my developers or the people that have a little bit more seasoned understanding of apps, definitely. And what you really want to be looking at is so to get into the app source, you have to do a bunch of stuff, including registering your app in Microsoft Entra, they're calling it now. It used to be called Active Directory and whatever. So I won't bore anybody with the details here, but the platform that I found that really works really well to kind of do all the enterprisey stuff, we'll just put it in air quotes for this conversation, is WorkOS. Okay, what is WorkOS? It's basically an authentication layer. So in other words, login and password, username and password login system that will allow you to connect to Google Workspace and Microsoft and all of the other enterprisey type systems. And super efficient, easy implementation. And more importantly is the pricing, which is you can get up to 1 million users for free on their platform. 1 million. Okay. Takes a little bit more effort to kind of get the integration going, but they literally have their own, it's called AuthKit, that you could just slap on your website, or you could have it, they could host it for you, and you could get this up fairly fast. Okay. But more importantly is that it's a rock solid enterprise grade authentication system in order to allow you to be able to connect your application to the larger enterprise solution. So that was a wide gamut, and the reason why I did that was because I wanted to just kind of let you understand that in order for you to kind of get distribution, especially in the early days where you don't have the resources, financial resources, to be able to kind of push your app out, you need to kind of be in these markets, right? Now, if you're doing something like Colette, for example, who's doing a TikTok platform specifically for TikTok users, the question would be, are you trying to find business people as well, or are you just trying to find influencers? If you're trying to find like business people, right? I see you put a 1 in the chat for all of them. That's great. So if you're trying to find business people, then you kind of want to integrate yourself in with these online platforms, right? How about WorkOS? Did you know about WorkOS? I'm kind of curious. Anybody that knew about WorkOS? One if you knew about WorkOS, zero if you've never heard of WorkOS before. I'm just curious about this one here because it's not. I don't think it's mainstream. No, spell it. Oh, work WorkOS. In fact, I'll put it in the chat. Literally WorkOS. Okay. So WorkOS is it's as enterprise as it gets. In fact, if you look at your clients, if you log in with ChatGPT, if you logged in with Anthropic, if you logged in with Cursor or Perplexity or Vercel or Replit or Bolt or Clay or what else they got here? Indeed or Plaid. Plaid is a system for doing with credit cards and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I've seen it before. Great. Or Loom, right? That's WorkOS territory. Fantastic tool, fantastic integration, really good. In fact, I'll show you guys sneak peek on my product. I think I showed this last week, but maybe I didn't. So sneak peek. This is login system that I'm building here is WorkOS on sort of the background. And when you log in, this is my onboarding screen. And this, I think it's cool. Check this out. Let's see if it works. Maybe not. Continue. Oh, audio attempt failed. Okay, I got some security thing. My audio failed. But anyway, the goal is for it to talk you through the entire onboarding process from end to end. So it's supposed to do that. And if even if it fails, it's still a beautiful onboarding login process. So I'll be working on that really deep because I believe that the onboarding experience is just in today's world could be significantly better, and you could do a lot more with voice because the bandwidth is there to do it, literally and metaphorically speaking. Okay, so let's move forward. We talked about the boring stuff, which is listing your application, getting it just set up properly and integrated with thing. Actually, the one that's probably not as obvious that's on this list here is Chrome extensions. Okay, Google Chrome extension is actually a really big marketplace for a lot of people to find really cool niche apps. And even for me, one of the apps that I'm building right now, in fact, let me just see if it's in Claude, Claude. So if I go to Claude Design, which has become my design tool of choice, by the way. Where is it? Scheduler, LinkedIn side panel. Leads side panel. Look at this. I'm my game is a lot. Oh no, sorry, not that one. Is it lead score, onboarding, lead score, side panel, DevOps, phone system, schedule? Oh, why is it not here? I hate that this is a design tool, but they don't actually show you the designs, like until you click into it. It's really weird. No, it's not here. Of course it's not. Why would it be here? Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm working on a side panel for LinkedIn, and I've been inside of here just working through the details from a design standpoint because it just has to look good. And yeah, so yes, but do check out Chrome extensions is my point. That was the only point I was making there, which is Chrome extensions is the way to go. Okay. So if you're gonna launch, you got to make sure that you kind of really set out a roadmap of how you're gonna do what you're gonna do every single day until the launch, right? Which is really just to be talking about the things that you're gonna be doing every single time. Okay, on all the platforms. I can't stress this enough. All the platforms, which means it's a lot of work. It's at least on the minimum side, it's at least an hour to 2 hours per day, every day. Per day, every day. Reddit is underrated, okay? And I'll show you this because and again, this is me testing. This is not me telling you that this is 100% going to work for you. This is me just showing you how I'm thinking about the problem, how I'm testing it. So for example, on Reddit, I posted a message earlier today, and I should have been posting these further. This is me, Dwain Browne, the last minute procrastinator here. So don't do as I say, do as I do. Okay, and I put a Reddit on Cloudflare. It says scaling now is easy with Cloudflare. Launching a product at scale is the real skill, right? Similar to what I'm talking about right now. And I said, hey, this is what I'm talking about. I put the LinkedIn link inside of there to see if I can get people to actually come out. Now, the truth is, I was actually testing whether if I would get banned or my post would get deleted if I put a personal link or a promotional link in there. That's what I was really testing. And so this thing got 1.7 or 1700 views and 3 comments. Bro is worried about scaling while having 2 users. That's funny. That's too funny. That's funny. That's too funny. I love the comments on thing. Like Reddit keeps you real, okay? They keep you real. So that's actually a really funny comment. They really, really keep you on your toes. I've posted inside of Reddit and I've just gotten hammered, okay, for all kinds of stuff. Okay, some of it is my stupidity, some of it or whatever. But you know what? It's a really good place to kind of get like a sort of like a checklist of reality check of what's going on. So post, okay. Don't be afraid to post, okay. And just so you know my philosophy. I'm not telling you guys to do this, but my philosophy is I post under my name, Dwain Browne, everywhere across the internet. Okay, I don't pretend to be somebody else in some other weird group or whatever. And the only reason, this is my personal preference. You guys do what you want to do, but I'm just telling you for me. Okay, my philosophy is very simple. If I'm online, the person that's online, whatever that image is, I don't like. It's the same person online, offline. So if you find me online, the stuff that I'm talking about online is the same thing I'm talking about online. One person, not a different persona, not a different whatever. It's just one person in a slightly different form. I do that because it keeps me personally honest. So I don't, you know, trying to get into fights or hate speech or any single thing with people. I'm just being like, hey, this is my opinion. This is what it is. Just like that, right? It's in the open. So I posted in the Cloudflare group, and then I posted in there's another group that I posted in a vibe coding group. And now this group here, I haven't actually posted a lot inside, but I have posted in it before. What I would suggest that you guys do is if you're going to be launching in a month or two, join these communities, engage with the community first, right? Get some sort of quote unquote goodwill. And then you could post your own stuff inside of there. If you just go in there, you just sort of spam the communities, they're going to kick you out. And so I had started in the vibe coding community a series where I was supposed to be doing a weekly. I say supposed to because I didn't actually commit to it. I did a few of them and then I kind of just got busy with other stuff. But my point is, it's not my first rodeo in the community, right? Now, whether these people remember me or not, there's 651,000 people in the Vibe Coders group. So yeah, my post just disappeared out of all the different posts that's there. But the point is, I was able to do it. And same thing, again, 6 hours ago, I posted in here. I said, launching a product or service at scale is the real skill. And I posted, and basically I was looking for comments, right? I said, no polish guru. I'm still in the middle of figuring this out in real time, making mistakes and hitting infrastructure problems, wrestling with deliverability, content volume, etc., etc. I'm just doing a live conversation on this tomorrow on LinkedIn. I said tomorrow. That's supposed to be today. Anyway, the point is, I put that out and I got some people commenting. What I found interesting about this group, and this is the thing that I've noticed here. What I found interesting is that I was trying to make an argument here that, hey, building is easy now. You can build. Anybody can build. Yeah, it'll take a little time. You got a prompt. You got to figure out your prompt, etc. But building is not the real issue. It's scaling and launching is the problem. Okay. And what I found is all of the comments, both on this group and the other group, focused on the technical. They're like, well, if you have this problem, you think then you're going to really run into scaling issues. And this was a true representation of what it means to be talking to technical people. Because if I had this exact same conversation with a business person, they would understand exactly. And I'm not trying to be insulting to these groups or anything. I'm just saying that when you talk to a business person, they understand that the mission of the business is to sell. And in order to sell, they have to market, they have to find exposures, they have to find new um, mediums, channel to communicate, etc. When you talk to technical people all day long will talk about technical problems. They're two different things. I want to be clear with this. I'm technical, but I'm also a business person. And you have to put on different hats for different jobs. When you're talking code, you talk technical all day long. But when you're talking about business, it's a completely different game. And so, anyway, I was trying to strike a balance between talking about, hey, code is solved. We got to start focusing on the business. But the conversations kept jumping back to technical. It was an interesting learning for me. So, going forward, what I'm basically trying to do now is trying to figure out how I could shift the conversation a little bit. Maybe talk about the problems of launching my app, or right, like something to kind of get them more in alignment with this problem, because the problem is very clear to me because I've done this before. It's like if you don't have distribution, you might as well just be dead, right? Um. So yeah, okay. Hang on a second. Let me get caught up on the messages. Sorry. Yes, I've seen it before. Follower, blah blah. LOL. Reddit has the best comments. They really, really do. It's one of those things where it's like I get joy out of reading Reddit comments, even when they're bashing me. Like, not everybody has that kind of thick skin to kind of like take some of the comments in there. I swear on this, like, this is the funniest thing to me. I remember the very, very first time I posted on Reddit. The very first time I was like experimenting with marketing on Reddit. I posted a video. It was like me walking through a hallway talking about some product, etc. And two people said something in the comments. I just couldn't stop laughing. One person, they're like, "Dude, this guy looks like the guy from Dateline." For those who don't know, Dateline is a murder mystery, is a murder show in the U.S. that basically focuses on murders. And I was like, I do not look like that guy, number one. But and then the other guy was like, "Yeah, no, I don't like his teeth." And I was just, I mean, it depending on your outlook, you could take that as being insulting, right? But like, I was like, what does my teeth have to do with this comment? Like it was just so random. But you have to develop a thick skin for Reddit because they got, yeah, people will go hard on you on Reddit, but it keeps you real and it keeps you focused and it keeps you grounded. So I challenge you guys to do it, right? Have an idea, post it on Reddit, go read the comments. Somebody's gonna call you out on your BS, okay? Um, and that's important because then you could recalculate, right? Don't be scared to do that. What about social media groups? So 100% social media groups is a thing. Facebook groups used to be the thing. Personally, I don't really use Facebook for any single thing business related except for ads. Okay, so the way how I use Facebook right now is I'll post Facebook ads, like I'll post ads for my business on Facebook. But right now, my Facebook is kind of for my personal. And by personal, I mean it's public. I actually post and it's just public. But I post with me and my son. Like that's what I use my Facebook for. Um, I'm now experimenting with Facebook pages. I've had Facebook pages all along, but joining and messaging people from my Facebook page. I'm trying to experiment with that a little bit. People have gotten success with it. Most people, in fact, 5-10 years ago, that's the only thing that you would do is you'd build these Facebook groups. I have a friend in Vancouver on the other side, or colleague, if you want to call it that, that has like a Facebook group of contractors of about 70,000 people. And to this day, I've not been able to penetrate or at least message or connect with people enough to get them to sell my software, which is to contractors. So, it's kind of one of those things where you just got to experiment with it depending on your audience, right? But definitely a channel to go after. For me, though, what I found so far, this is just in my very limited online experience, is Reddit somehow has like a life of its own. Like Reddit owns its category. It's the weirdest thing to me because I'm like, Reddit is just Twitter. Like in some world, Reddit is just Twitter. They're not. They're very, very vastly different platforms. And I can't explain what makes it different other than you go to Reddit and it feels more genuine. I don't know if that's the right word to describe it, but it just, there's something there, and I can't put my hands on it other than I keep going back to it, and I keep joining more groups, and I keep posting in different groups, and I keep getting positive reinforcement that Reddit is a really good source of traffic. Um, so yeah, but experiment for sure. My business is my business so the same for Facebook groups you're talking about? How do you know? How do you know? Or how do you know they kick you out? They tell you. They literally do. They tell you that they kick you out. I've gotten kicked out of a couple of groups. I'll tell you why, so that you guys don't make the same mistake. I was promoting my app Affordly, and what I did is I just went there to search for a bunch of people that are having financial problems, or don't know what to do with money, or struggling to figure out what thing. And I was like, hey, really see that you're struggling with this. Tell you what, I just built an app to do this. Here's the link, kind of deal. And within like 24 hours, they're like, you've been banned from this group. You've been banned from this group. Your post has been deleted. Like you'll get it in the notifications for sure. So don't do that. Go strike a conversation, have a chat with them, and then ask them if it's okay for me to send you the link in your DM, and then DM them only if they give you permission. So that would be the way to do it. But if you can do that consistently and reliably every single day, you'll actually build up a fairly good sort of level of credibility on Reddit. And again, this is all new to me. I just want to be clear with this. I normally, a year ago, I would not be doing any of this. Like, I'm an introvert at heart. I don't engage with people or communicate with people. I'm just in my own zone. Okay. But so this is all new to me. And, I'm stating the obvious here, but it's like, that's how new it is to me. Okay. For most people, they're like, yeah, Dwayne, this is how the internet works. And I'm like, I just didn't know. All right. Even though the irony is that I've been building things for the internet for a really long time. I'm just now becoming a part of it. So if you come into your posts, you can go to any person's profile and see the list of every single thing that they've posted. And if you notice, what I've been trying to do is leave a breadcrumb trail of all the things that I've been doing. In fact, this was funny. This is from 12 years ago. That's crazy. That was just me just trying to do a promotional thing that never really worked out. But um I've been slowly building up a breadcrumb trail. And even if you look at this, look, for example, like this post here, Azure versus Cloudflare. This post has gotten 101,000 views, which is probably the highest view post I've ever posted, period. Right? Let me see. This is really interesting. We have a very similar stack, all in Azure. Um, Are you doing any login in Cloudflare? I'm not a huge fan of application insights, but it's easy to add. This is, yeah, 100% share the same view. So that's what I've been doing, is just slowly just building up a breadcrumb of things online. That's what I love about Reddit, because you could go back and see the entire history of anybody's post, right? And so it gives you credibility, so that when you go back into the group and you say, hey guys, I just launched this thing, people are more inclined to actually go follow it, or at least try it out, or at least think, even if you're looking for just beta users, right? So anyway, again, stating the obvious here, but it's super important that I really just kind of highlight these things, because this is what it means to launch an application. It's being very strategic, very meticulous. Okay, it's an exhaustive list of places that you need to be online, because it's so overwhelming. Larger companies have entire teams that are doing this. You're a single person, solo founder, or maybe a partner, and you have to do this all by yourself. So it really, it's super important that you pace yourself. Come up with like a list of like 100, and I have a list. I'm going to share that in my community. You guys join the community. I'm going to share it in there. Come up with a list of like 100 different places, and just go to every single one of them and sign up, and then give ChatGPT your account, so that ChatGPT can help you fill out the profile codex with using their browser. If you're on a Mac, use you could use the Codex browser itself, which is also sorry, it's called Atlas, the Atlas browser, which I think they're depreciated. But yeah, so yeah, so hopefully that makes a lot of sense for you guys, because it's like, it's the thing that you have to be thinking about strategically. Because what you're trying to do, let's talk about what is it that what's the goal? Like, what's the goal here, right? Like, you're okay, so you're trying to get all this stuff out there, but really and truly, what you're trying to do is drive people towards a specific date where you're going to make sort of a splash, right? You're going to make a splash on the internet, and splash is relative, okay? Um, and I want to be clear, you can make multiple splashes in case it wasn't obvious, because a lot of people think that, oh, if I do a launch, like I'm done if it didn't go well. No, you just launch again another day. So I'll show you what I mean by this. Okay, so let's go to Protocont because it's the best example, and it's basically the North Star. Let me think of a company. Let's think of a company. Let's go with Airbnb. I don't know if let's just see if Airbnb, are they in there? Yeah, okay. So let's go with Airbnb. I'm just using a random company. Look at this, okay? You would think that Airbnb, there's been around for a long time, whatever. Look at this, launches. And what are the dates? It says launches, right? And you could see the different launch. And let's see. So can you see that? Yeah, okay, there we go. And look at this. Launch on May 14th, 2025. Airbnb service and experience. Airbnb icons on May 2024. The new Airbnb on August 2022. So this is actually far and few between for launch, but every year basically they'll be launching something. Okay. However, let's go to something with AI in the name. Let's look for what would be a good one that I could think about. Make maybe. I'm trying to think of something that is a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. So let's do make.com. Okay. Only 3 launches. Let's see. When did they have a launch? Okay, so 2022, 2025, 2026. Not the best example. Let's go with one more, and then we'll call it the day on this. Trying to think of some Lindsy. Lindy. Let's go to Lindy. Lindy is an AI tool that does it's basically an integration tool similar to make.com. Okay, so they launch in 2024. February. Then they launch in December 2024. So same year, 2 launches. Then they launched in August 30th, 2025. Then they launch in October 27th, 2025. Then they launch in February. You get the idea, okay? A launch is not it's not a one-off thing. It's build a bunch of stuff, make hype around it, put it out, maybe drive some traffic, advertising, whatever it is, let the traffic die down, launch again. I keep doing that repeatedly. This is why it's important that you create a product hunt profile and you try to get people to vote for your stuff, because once you get a certain momentum, then it kind of takes on a life of its own. And then hopefully you get on the first page of product hunt launches today. Because if you do that, it's game over for you, because you're gonna get so much traffic, it's not even funny. So that's the point. The point is that you launching is something that you're gonna keep doing repeatedly over and over. Launch every single month if you can. Okay, just keep doing launches, and the goal is every time you do a launch, you get better at it. All right, so don't be discouraged if your first launch is crappy. It's just everybody's first launch is just, it is what it is, right? So what are you trying to do here? You're trying to be a go-to-market engineer, right? Like you're literally trying to come up with a systematic way of consistently and reliably putting out content, and trying to get the right set of people, etc. Now, I'm not saying that this is the right strategy. I'm just telling you guys what I'm planning to do, which is we have a bunch of secondary LinkedIn profiles, we'll call them that, and we're trying to do outreach on them because LinkedIn limits you to only 20 connections a day. So if you're trying to reach 100 people or 500 or 1,000 people, like you got to wait like a whole week to do it. If you want to do it in a day, the only way to do it is with multiple accounts. So we're experimenting with this type of stuff, okay? Can't talk to the legality of that, but I'm just telling you guys, this is what I'm doing, because we're trying to message people, outreach to them, to try and get them to join our event so that we could basically talk to, or, give them a sales pitch for a product on launch day, right? And then the next month again, try to do the same thing. Okay, and you keep doing that consistently. Eventually, people will be like, "Oh yeah, I remember these guys. Yeah, actually, they really have a good product. They just know you all of a sudden, right?" So thing. Go to market, engage the chat. Yes. So 100%, right? Okay, don't have a lot more to cover, but I'm gonna slow down a little bit and kind of talk about it, just sort of a couple of things. Actually, let's go to this 30-day checklist and then we'll kind of go from there because there's 30 days, but I'm really trying to do this in 2 weeks. So let's just recap. You got your ICP, okay? Your offer. You got your landing page, okay? Your profile's updated. Super important. Actually, let's go talk about that for a second because I did that just today, right? I go to my LinkedIn profile and it's like, this is my new LinkedIn thing here. 1 million emails per month, 100 calls per hour, one sales rep, one app. Launching May 28th. Like, that's what it is. Okay. And I just upgraded my Facebook, my LinkedIn picture, etc. Because I'm trying to just refresh, quote unquote, my my profile in itself, right? So landing page, profile updates, and that goes for LinkedIn, that goes for Instagram, like you name it, across the board. Okay. Make sure all your links are inside of there. The obvious thing, but make sure that your link to your landing page is there, and not just to your home page of your website. A very dedicated sales page that tells you about the product that you're gonna so that they know what they're signing up for. Okay. Product hunts, we talk about that. Directory listings. Again, I'm gonna put this in the community, all the directory listings. I somebody on Twitter had saved like 100. I have it in my Twitter. I keep saying Twitter, but it's you know what I mean. It's still Twitter to me. So I where is it in my bookmarks? I have marketing and I have Anthropic. No, this one here, open source alternative to SEMR. Here, this guy here. All 100 places. I'm going to bring this into the group. 100 different places that you need to be thinking about if you're going to launch your app to be able to get things. Product hunt, beta list, trust MRR, tiny, etc., etc., etc. Just goes. The list goes on and on and on. So that's the recommended thing to do. And 3 to 5 posts per day. This is the one that's going to be the hardest for me right now, but I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to commit to it for 15. I'm going to commit to it for 15 days of 3 to 5 posts per day. The reason why I'm doing 15 days is because I know I can't commit to 30 days. I was like, I just don't have that in me. But I'm going to try to connect to 15 for 15 days. In other words, just 2 weeks. It's really just a week and a half, actually, to be able to post every single day to see what happens. Maybe nothing happens. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that for launch, I'm going to be doing that consistently and reliably every single time to kind of make it happen, right? Come up with your demo calls, come up with your do demo calls, do videos, do short videos, right? All that type of stuff, right? You guys know the drill, and that's what I want to talk about it. What are you using for what? And what tool are you using? You mean for the launch or for? Give me a little more details on your question. And then the other question. Oh, sorry, you said that makes it real. What makes it real? Sorry, I might have said something and I don't know. The context is lost. Sorry. Glad. That makes it real. Go to market, engage in the chat. Oh, right. I think that's what you mean. Yes. Okay, that's right. Yes. When you say what tool you're using, or vibe coding tool. Oh, okay. We're using everything, buddy. We're using VS Code is my main driver. Cloud Opus 4.6, believe it or not. Trying to stay on the 4.6 because 4.7 is expensive. But every now and again I'll do 4.7. In fact, see, I don't, what I don't like about 4.7, it keeps asking me questions. Look at it. This is an example here, right? I got to keep stopping and reading. It knows the answer to these things, but it keeps asking me. Let me see. The screenshot shows Don Mills returning no data, but the hack only shows search interview, blah, 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 blah. It does not search CTs. So I need to know which behavior is you consider the bug. The search should match more fields. CT broken back. Like it should be figuring this out. And it's the thing. It's broken across multiple different lists. Okay. I'm just gonna say, just do that. Can you just test every single thing and just make sure that it actually just works? This is the, right. This is what I don't like about 4.7. Just consistently keeps asking me questions, and I got a hunch about what's going on. Is they're doing this to slow down the token back and forth. It's a way to kind of bring the user back into the conversation to slow the models down so that the model doesn't keep churning away back and forth by itself, right? Because if your model is a constant loop, then you're hammering the backend servers. So one way to reduce the load is by just having prompts so that you force the user to have to ask questions, because that dramatically it decreases sort of the speed at which it could think. This is my sort of gut feeling about what's going on here. And they're sort of spinning it as though it's a feature. It's not. It, like, we know that the AI can answer these questions. And if it can't, go check every single solution and then come back and tell me which one is it that you, right? So let me just see here. I don't see any specs. Oh my goodness. There should be one. Just add coverage for all searches, right? Like, it's such a stupid question. It's literally asking me, because I told it, I said, just to give you some context, it was like, hey, can you, the user is complaining that the search is not working. And now it's coming back and it's asking me, what part of the search is not working? When you enter something, or it is the back end, or is it the front? No, check the entire search. Check the front, check the back, check, right? Like that's, so anyway, I know that's what they're doing. But yeah, agreed. They're doing that to slow us down. Yes. This is Cloud Code. Yes. So it's, oh, not Cloud Code. I'm sorry. This is VS Code, but using sort of Claude Opus model. I only use Opus 4.6, Opus 4.7, GPT 5.3 codecs, sometimes on medium, but mostly on high. And then I use 5.5 on extra high. Those are the only models that I use. I do not use any single thing else. And the reason for that is I've used them extensively enough that I have an understanding of their capabilities. I know the boundaries more or less with some level of intuition. And so that allows me to trust the work that it's doing, to the point where, oh yes, this is Copilot. Sorry, I should say that. Copilot, yes. Why Copilot? Well, I should say why Copilot. Uh, this interface really means a lot to me, to be able to come in here and just be able to read the code and see what's going on. And I just haven't been able to find something that's better for this. This is just my own personal opinion about this. Um, everybody's got their tool, right? So that's that. And then the other thing is, like obviously everything is going into GitHub, and what was my thought process there? I lost my train of thought there for a second. But yeah, that's basically what it is. I use GitHub Copilot primarily as my primary driver, in addition to starting to use Codex on the desktop a little bit more as well, and starting to use, well, on the deeper side, I use Visual Studio with Copilot inside of there. I do have Claude. I've used it. It's okay. It's fine. It's just not my cup of tea, right? I find that when you're like really changing large amounts of file, I find it extremely hard to be able to figure out what's changed properly. Um, Although maybe that's the point. You don't need to look at the code anymore. You just ship it, right? And as long as you have good test coverage, it'll work. By the way, just side note on that, the I've finally gotten my GitHub test coverage up to speed, to a place where it's actually usable for all my applications, or at least the ones that I care about. And such a game changer. It's given me the confidence to be able to ship significantly faster. So just to give you an idea, I go into this test here and it has all of the modules that I care about: billing, calendar, clients, documents, sales, suppliers, etc. And so like having this test covered, each one of those tests have like 4 or 5 different tests inside of it to like really test the hot path of the application. And as long as the hot path is okay, I ship. Because any single thing that I add that's new, even if it's broken, it's not going to disrupt the customer because they're new features, right? Does that make sense? But if one of those hot paths break at any single time, nothing gets shipped out. And to be honest with you, at that particular point, I stopped looking at the code as much, because of the fact that I have enough test coverage that I'm confident that if I keep shipping code and the tests keep passing, nothing is breaking that I care about yet. And then once I deploy that feature and I test that feature and I know that it works the way that I want it to work, then I go back, put another test on it, and then I keep shipping more. And this allowed me to ship significantly faster, to the point where when I do a release now, just to give you guys some more color, this is something we're going to talk about next week, by the way. Let me give you a teaser for next week. So next week, I'm going to go into sort of like how I'm dealing with like release notes and all the other stuff that you have to think about when you're doing vibe coding. So I'll be real with you guys, okay? I've never used GitHub release system until about maybe a month ago. Just being real, okay? So it's not like I'm a pro at this. It's just that I've learned that this stuff really, really matters. I just didn't have a use for it until all this AI stuff keeps coming about. But now, if you go to my documentation, okay, I'll show you guys this. And this is automated, 100% automated. I do not do a single thing here. I was always wanted to know how people did this. I finally figured it out, and I will talk about this next week. When you go to release now, look at this. It rolls it up by year. So I only went back the last 6 months. So 2025, it shows my November releases and it shows my October releases. And for this year, it shows January, February, March, April, May. I'm in May right now, and this is all the releases that happened yesterday. Just as an example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 releases happened yesterday across a mono repo that has a million plus lines of code. All right. And when you click into any one of these, okay, it gives you a TLDR. So added equipment and sign in are more reliable with stronger checks to prevent outages, right? It gives you a what's new, tells you exactly what's new, and then it tells me exactly what the actual things that was built. Then it tells me, not only that, it tells me the business value, which is super important, because what am I going to do? I'm going to take these, I'm going to turn it into blog posts, I'm going to turn it into social media posts, I'm going to turn it into YouTube content. This is what's driving my content now. Because when I'm talking about the app, I could talk about a specific problem that's relevant to a customer, etc. And AI is doing a lot of this heavy lifting to generate from code to release notes, right? So anyway, I'm bringing that up because I want you guys to understand that. We're going to talk about this next week. Come to my live next week. That's a sort of a shameless plug. But we're going to talk about this here. So what platform am I using? Just to give you a thing. It's actually Nux, N-U-X-T. N-U-X-T. This is the platform that I'm using. AI Viewer, Streamable. This seems like spam. But yeah, this is what I'm using here in order to do that. So come next week, we're going to talk about all of the supporting things that you have to do in order to kind of get your app running properly on Cloudflare. Excuse me. With all the stuff, right? Because people think that, okay, well, you just ship your app and that's it. But the truth is, you need to communicate with your customer what's being shipped. And there's a whole back-end process to do that, including your customers are going to have bugs and they need to be able to report it. One of the things that I built into my app very early, we're just kind of shifting gears a little bit since I've kind of covered most of my material and you guys understand that point. One of the things that all of my apps have 100% built in, and I recommend that you do this also, is a bug report button. See this button here that says bug? You click on it and it automatically takes a screenshot of the screen. And all I have to do now is just press on this button and say, we have a problem with the search feature. It's not working properly, right? And I press stop. That's it. And then I press send. This is how people report bugs to me right now. And it's just a fantastic way for my users to be able to just send in feedback. And from there, I'm taking that now, sending it by email, but I'm also trying to push that straight to GitHub so that GitHub can create PRs on it right away, right? I've gotten a big report about the bug report and feedback on mine. Yes, it's fantastic. That's good. That's good. Super important, right? Small little details, but really, really matters. Helps the user out quite a bit, and they appreciate it. In fact, when the bug report feature does not work, oh, people get mad. Like people get, because they have to send an email. Heaven forbid they had to like copy the page, go into their email and paste it, and then press the send button. Like, yeah, people get very upset. So yeah, so but you got to give your customers the convenience. right? So okay, so I think I've kind of covered most of it. So anybody's got any questions or want me to cover any kind of last minute stuff or talk about any single thing else while we're kind of while we're kind of just sort of hanging out here live with some of my closest friends on the internet. Do, do, do. Yeah, I got to figure this out. Honestly, that like oh, Facebook, not Facebook, sorry, LinkedIn. I'm taking way too much time starting up LinkedIn. I got to set it up like a whole hour advance to these calls. And even TikTok today was messing up, which is really sad. So this is still live. Yeah, okay, still working. Interesting. So, so Colette, what's the new date for shipping? What's the new date for shipping the app? Can you review my changes? Yeah, 100%. Um, no, you're gonna have to remind me the website, which is pretty sad. You know what we need? We need a portfolio section in the I've been meaning to do this. You know what? I'll just put this right now so I don't forget, and then I'll put some content inside. We need in the chat group here. We need a portfolio section. There's so many things I have to do inside of here. Portfolio. I'm just dropping this here so I can remember. And then I'll thing. So here we'll have a portfolio of all the different apps that are in all of the different members and the apps that they're launching, trying to launch or working, so that we can kind of share with each other different applications that we're working on, something like that. I'll clean this up a little bit later on. But yeah, I'm adding this as a to do because I'm actually coming close to being able to get work to this. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to push a little bit harder, get my launch, and then I'm going to backtrack and fill the content in for everybody. My only promise to you right now with the community is I'm going to start daily posting, because this is my way of keeping myself accountable. Daily posting and keeping myself accountable on on like the progress, what I'm doing, what's happening, what are some of the challenges. So you guys spend some time just kind of watching inside of here. But yes, okay, hang on. Let's go see your changes. So, oh right, I got it. Okay, it's probably my browser. CM, yeah, there we go. Cambria Studio. Is it this one, right? .com. No, that was the wrong one. Oh man. CMBR. There was two of them. I forgot. I remember which one. Cam Go live. Yes, there we go. Go live. There we go. Yes. Right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. I know I should remember, but I don't. That's why I want to create the community for this. Try for free. Can I log in? Do I do try? Or where's the login now? Can I go? Oh, you need a login button up here somewhere. Because I logged in before, right? Try for free. Okay, so select platform, TikTok. Hang on, how come you don't have a login? Because I was in before. All right. Promote my business. Yes. Let's go with real talk. How about? Tell us more about your business goal. So I'd like to launch my app in 2 weeks, and I'd like to talk and vent about all the challenges that I'm having while I'm gonna go live. Do you see login or no? I don't actually. There's no login anywhere. Let me just double check. Let me open up. I don't want to lose my work here. Go live camera. No. Get inside. Let me just do a search. LOGIN. No. LOG. No. Nothing. There's no login button anywhere on the app. Right top icon. This one. Okay. Got to put the word login there. Definitely got to put the word. Oh, I'm already logged in. Okay, got you. Okay. Interesting. Right, because I was done it before. Okay. Fair enough. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. So go live. So hang on. No, I want to finish up my thing. Okay, so start here. Check my access. under 500. Oh, right. Yes, this is, I forgot. I did this before. So hang on. Wait, hang on a second. I'm confused. Am I logged in or am not logged in? Because it's saying I'm logged in. Okay, I like that you saved my information. I didn't lose it. Next is do the setup list. Okay, fantastic. Complete your business niche. Yes. Choose your main platform. Did that. Choose your live type. What is the live type? Interesting. See, I don't know what a live type is. So it'd be nice if you have like some sort of question thingy here, right? Like I hover over and just kind of know what this is, because I have no idea what your live type is. Right, so I would definitely recommend it. Just a small subtle icon. If you hover over it or something, it could tell you a little bit more, like a question mark or something. Change your access level. Okay, but what is that? Right, same thing. I mean, to be clear, I understand what changing your access level is. I don't want to. I'm not trying to tell you I don't know what that is, but I didn't know that you had to change your access level on going to go live for TikTok. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I definitely don't have a mental model of what that is. Review live team. Okay, so let's go review the live team. And then now, does this checklist save? Because it doesn't say save. It gives me an option to reset the checklist. But how do I know it's saved? Because it didn't tell me that it was saved. I presume that you're saving it as you go, but it's not very clear. So one of the things that I've actually noticed, this is actually just a fun fact for you. I'll give you an example of this actually, because it's one of those hidden little things. I would put a save button here, even if when you press it, it does nothing. And the reason why is this, okay? I'll show you this here on my app. SnapSuite has this problem. So we did this for years, and then I don't think any of our customers know this to this day, to be honest with you. So one of the things that we have is a fake save button. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. So let's say you're in, it doesn't matter which page you're in, but let's say you're in okay, whatever, a client, okay, and you're editing a location. When you click on edit, this application by default automatically saves any change that you make. So if I do backspace here and I do this and I put ON here, that's information has already been saved to the back end. However, what we found was confusing is that the user, when we didn't have the save button, they were confused. They were like, oh, how do I save it? So we actually put this fake save button here, and to simulate it, when you press the save button, it actually simulates it spins for like a second and then it disappears. Or at least that's the idea that it should do. And the reason why it does that is because it has to feel like it's doing something, so the user feels like it's actually did something. Right? If that makes any sense. So, but my point is, when I'm in your application here, right? I just did this checklist, but at the bottom you give me an option to reset the checklist rather than saving the checklist. And obviously, because I could reset it, that means that it was saved, but it's not immediately obvious to like a non-technical person, right? So you put a fake save button, and it just somehow tricks the human into feeling like they've done something. It's the weirdest thing, but it legit works. And we've used this technique for years on end, just to kind of simulate, people feeling like they're doing something, even they're doing absolutely nothing. It's what's that thing they call the placebo effect, right? Where you give people, doctors know about this, I don't know the details of it, but basically the people will tell you, oh, I'm sick or something like that. You say, oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, let me give you a pill that'll help you with your sickness. And the pill is basically just sugar water. It's absolutely nothing, like it's literally nothing, but just them, the act of them taking it makes them better, right? So this is, I think that's what it is. I might be butchering the term, but yeah. um when you check them all, oh, I see. So if you check off all of them, then it shows you the save button. No, it still says reset, but it says check complete, right? But the point is, I might not finish my entire list, right? So if my list is not finished and I have to go do something, like for example, check my live type, right? I'm like, okay, where's my phone? Let me go check my live type, like what, right? So I'm like, oh, I have to do something else. Shoots, where's the save button? how do I save this? What do I do here? Does that right? Like that's kind of the mentality, and I'm doing this deliberate so you can kind of just drive home the point. All right. Do you see the next at the bottom? Actually, I do see the next at the bottom. I didn't see that before. That's actually now a better point. You have the weight, and you're a designer, so you understand what I mean by this. You have the weight reverse, right? Like the button should be the next, like right, like the button should be the thing, and the reset should be the smaller option, right? In other words, reset should just be like a text, but the button should be, next go live. So yeah, that's a little bit the weight is just off there. And then so what platform are you using? TikTok. Which device do you want to use? So we're gonna go to tablet. What kind of live? What kind of live will you do? Oh, interesting. So these questions are from the previous page. I'm kind of confused by that. Because you did ask me this question, but now I'm actually doing it on this page. Like it's a little I'm a little confused by the order of the questions, right? Because I did the checklist, but now I'm actually doing the thing. Okay, so talking head live. Okay, so now I understand what the type of live is, but right, if that makes sense. Um, let's see, should be done before. Yeah, I agree with that. Right. Yeah, it's answering these first, and then okay, tell us, call it. Hey, Harry, why don't we let's do what we did last week. Then you could at least explain yourself. Then I don't butcher your stuff. I'm sorry, I don't want to do. Oh, hang on. TikTok could at least help us out here. Hopefully it will allow that. Um, you did read. Are you okay? Are you okay to jump on? If you're, I don't want to put you on the spot. You did that last week, but we could take 5 minutes and have a chat about it, so at least everybody understands what is it. Yeah, go ahead. So, multi guest co-host. What is the one that we did last week? Invite, invite. There we go. Okay, let's try it. All right, let's go. Explain yourself. I'm sorry, we're just butchering your whole thing. Yeah. Oh, really? Why you say that? Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah. Okay. We'll figure that out. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Right. Got it. Yeah. Mhm. Got it. Okay. Always. Yeah. Yeah. But we need. Yeah. Okay. I understand what you're saying now. Got it. Got you. Hmm. I. Okay. Yes. 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 Yeah. Got it. Okay. Got you. So okay, I understand. So that makes a lot of sense now. And listen, guilty as charged, not reading. Too funny. Okay, for the rest of the world, just so you know, I am talking to a real person, and basically what she's saying is that number one is that you have to read because like you just have to if you're filling out the form, but more importantly is that it's really a questionnaire for you to be able to answer some of to kind of get a gauge of where you are. I'm paraphrasing basically, if that makes sense. And so by getting the gauge of where you are and what's required. You can complete that checkbox, and then hopefully, when you get to the next section, then you can kind of, am I saying that right? You would be able to um, complete the actual process, right? Um, right now, so okay, so here's my, yeah, go ahead. Y- Yes, yes, it does actually. Yes, right. Yes, got you. It's a guide. Yes. Hmm. Okay. Yes. Understood. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You're just guiding them. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody knows something, just not about this. Yes, I get you. Um. So got you. Okay, so essentially, it's a wizard. That's basically what it is. It's a wizard that's guiding you a series through a series of prompts, and then some of the information is mostly optional, and then you'll be able to get a gauge on the other end or an assessment of like where you are in that journey. Yes, got you. Yes, right. Yes. Oh, I'm telling you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Uh, oh yes, negative cover. Right. Yeah. Yes. Oh, really? Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I can definitely see the progress. There's no question that between last week and this week here, you've clearly listened to your audience and you've made improvements about it kind of deal, right? I guess for me, the thing that's like so I understand the flow. I'm not questioning the flow and even in even the guidance or whatever. I guess what I'm questioning is, do I keep coming back to this every time? Like, would I do that? Like, so I'd go live three or four. Yes, okay. Yes. Got it. Okay. Yep. Understood. Yep. I got you. Yep. Yep. Right. I see. Yeah. Right. Yes. Okay. Got it. Yes. Yeah. So that's, I think that's where I'm getting a little confused because it feels like it's one thing, but it's really technically two separate things. Right. And I guess I'm trying to what I'm struggling with is how do you put this in a way where it's like it's a little bit more clear because now that you explain it to me, it's very clear. Well, yeah, of course, if I'm starting out, I'm going to go here. If I'm basically planning my life, I'm going to kind of do this. But if I'm obviously during the life, I'm going to kind of do this kind of deal, right? But if I've gone through the first two before, right? Like, I don't need that information as much anymore because technically I've learned it. Now I might want to revisit it to kind of relearn. So now I'm like kind of focusing on these two. And so it feels like I'm like when every time when I come to this page, I kind of have to go through everything again, if that makes sense. Right? Got you. I haven't completed it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Guilty. Guilty. Yes. Yep. Yeah. I'm a fake user. Yes. Yes. Yeah. 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 Uh, where 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 do we have how to? Where do I see that? All right. How to use, guys. Okay. Yes. I got you. Okay. On the. I see. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah. Yes. 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 I know. I know. No, I'm with you. The problem is we've gotten so dependent to some of these standards that it just becomes weird when you don't do it, even though it's weird, right? So it's kind of a give and take, and for you specifically because of the target audience, you kind of have to spell it out for them in a way that's just like immediately obvious, which I know. But then from the aesthetic standpoint, you kind of like, oh, it's another word I have to kind of put on the page. But it's really for the audience, right? Like for the technical people, you just be like, whatever, like they'll figure it out. But yeah, if you're dealing with my mom, I'm like, I'm sorry, like you, she'd be like, what? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, to have the empathy for. No, you're good. Alexa, stop. Computer, stop. Yes, it's more like it's meeting them where they are, and understanding their worldview, and having empathy for a world that you just don't exist in, right? Like that's a hard part to do. I'll be honest with you. The only way I've been able to stay grounded in that world is because of my mom. I've been consistently teaching her computers for 13 years, and you would think that she'd get it by now. And every single time, every week, she's like, "Oh, do I open up a new tab to do?" And I'm like, "Yes, mom, you do it right." And so it's forcing me to kind of keep a little bit more grounded. And so now I'm doing this in live for technical people. I could easily go super deep on this technical stuff, but nobody's going to really get it. So I stay on the lighter stuff consistently. And it's not necessarily dumbing down, it's just meeting the people where they are and then kind of walking them that path. And that's kind of the total line that you have to keep doing. Right. But again, it depends on the audience. The audience that you're going after, you absolutely got to bring it right down. And it'll seem so basic, but it's like click here, do like it's so has to be so immediately obvious. Yes. Yeah. 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 But you're that's your audience. Yeah. It literally has to see the word click here, right? Start here. Click this button. This green button. Click it, right? It's like it's that obvious. Yes. 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 Yeah, but if you watch a few other people, especially these non-technical people, which it sounds like you're doing, which is a fantastic thing that you're doing, by the way, and kudos to you for doing that. It's literally the thing that you have to do to figure out the problems, because it just gives you so much more real world insight that 100%, if you just built it your way, you're like, yeah, they'll figure this out, and then you show it to a real person, they're like, what do I click on? It's like the button right in front of you, and they just don't see it, right? um so that feedback matters. Yeah, correct. Yes, so you could like, yeah, discover and explore. Yeah, no, no, yeah, we're in a completely different world. Even, you know what, to that point, like even to this day, when I send an email out, and you know how if you send it like in Gmail or stuff like that, you could put like the word, and then you could have it as a link. Okay. Let's say it's going to like google.com or something, and like it'll be a word and say, click here to search or something like that. I'll change that. I'll put it back in the actual www.google.com, which I hate, by the way, because it just sometimes a really long, ugly URL. But I'll do that because I know that they know that this is a link, and then I'll make that the link, which is annoying because I was like, it's you could just basically just put a nice word and just right, but it's like people just don't do it. So I've that's burnt me enough times that now I just actually put the link inside of there because then I can see it. Now the other reason is that fast forward, there's more of a security thing now because sometimes you don't know what link you're actually clicking on. So being able to see explicit link itself actually gives you confidence that you're clicking to the. I know that's right. Oh, we totally understand that. In fact, I don't even click on any links. I'll actually hover over it and see what it's going first before. Yeah. So yeah, then it's don't even bother. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm with you. But anyway, listen, kudos to you for like keep hacking away at this. I like your energy and your enthusiasm and getting this is really like it's the right attitude and you're definitely doing the right thing. You're 100% on the right path because you are for Monday. I didn't want to burst your bubble. Okay, I didn't want to burst your bubble. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, right. Got it. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, got you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm. It- Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good. Yeah, 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 yeah. More feedback. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Right. Mm. Oh, really? Really? Right. But somewhere in the translation. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, got you. So let me show you a little bit of trick that will save your life the next time that happens. So Cloudflare, where are we? Log in. So when you do if it's coming from Cloudflare, if it's coming from Cloudflare and it let's see which one would be 3 hours ago. So if you go to deployments, you could see every deployment that happened. You could go back and roll back. You could go roll back to any one of them. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you did it from GitHub. Okay, got you. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you did it from GitHub. Got it. Okay, okay. Right. The version. Yes. Commit. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Got you. Yeah. Understood. Yeah, yeah. I get. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Yes. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, so this here, that's your commit. This is your commit in thing. So you can actually go to GitHub and put that commit and go to exactly to that version, right? Got you. I see. Okay, okay, understood. Yeah, you know, yeah, interesting, interesting. Yeah. Now, do you use Codex at all? Like, do you use Codex? Okay, so I'll show you one other thing with Codex. So let me see if I can find it here because it was crashing earlier. Hang on. So Codex, if you do Codex, you can connect your repo just like how you could do it with GitHub. You could add your so right here, you can add or where is it? Okay, here. Yes, you can add a project. That project will be GitHub, and so when you have that conversation, it's talking against your repo, right? It's talking against GitHub, and then it could actually you can ask it to go review the PR for you, or sorry, not the PR. You could ask it to go look at the commits. You could say, hey, can you go review the last set of commits that I had for thing because one of them messed up my landing page, and then can you figure out what the problem was that caused it? And doing that will basically it'll go through the PR and basically kind of get you to the place where thing, and then you could say, okay, now can you roll back to that version? And essentially, what it'll do a checkout of the good version, and then it'll recommit it to make it the latest version. So that's just a little bit correct. Yeah, instead of you going back and forth between ChatGPT or whatever, like this is where Codex really shine, and this is at the $20 a month tier. Just to be clear, like I'm not even on the premium tier for Codex. At the 20 model, you could do this, so it's fantastic for that kind of stuff, right? But no, that's good. It's hey, it's all in learning. Um, good. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, right. Great. Good on you. You keep doing your database. Yeah, you keep at it. You'll get there someday. Yeah. No, I totally hear you. It's they've been sleeping on a lot of stuff. No, to be fair, Netlify was revolutionary when they started out or whatever. Cloudflare took a lot of ideas from a lot of these companies and they were inspired by them. But the scale and the speed at which Cloudflare is moving at, none of these other companies can keep up with, and it's just night and day, right? It takes a little while to kind of get used to their clunky interface, and it's getting better. It's a little bit better now, but it's not as polished. So that's the downside. Like the way how I describe Cloudflare is it's a bunch of geeks hanging around an office and they're just coming up with really cool stuff, but they have no designer on their team, so they just build. Right, that's how I describe them. I know that's not 100% true, but it's kind of like how the company's perceived. Um, and so as a result, you get this like lots of complexity, not well thought out from a design standpoint. Is just my personal opinion. And as a result, when you go into it for the very first time, it's like, what do I do here? Like it's just overwhelming. So, yeah, 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 right, yes, and then oh, which is even worse. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah, the documentation is yeah, next level. I don't even bother. I just yeah, I was like go find a documentation for me on this. So yeah, no, this is good. This is all in the learning. Even for me, like I said, it's only in the last I would say in the last 6 months I've been getting more comfortable with their interface, and it's only because they've been making changes to it. And I was like, okay, at least this is making more sense to me as to how they're laying things out. But still a work in progress. It's just yeah, it's terrible. But definitely do the codex thing. It will save your butts like 100 times over because now you don't have to think about GitHub commands. You could literally say, okay, just to give you a real world example of one things that I do, because this is one of those things that it's like not immediately obvious. I could say, can you go give me the last five changes and tell me exactly what was committed in GitHub, right? And it'll just do that, and because it'll actually run an actual GitHub command. It'll pull the changes out and then it'll summarize it for me, and then it'll think, and then I could tell it to go back. Like it, I'm just doing Git commands by talking to it. I don't have to think about the commands or anything. It'll think way better than load, right? So here, allow to think. Don't ask me again for this command. Git fetch, yeah, right? And it'll let you just run the command. It's just by far the best thing that you could do to just kind of save you from all this craziness in the future. So yeah, but yeah, hey, keep pushing. So hang on, while I have you, what's the new date, or at least the projected date that you're thinking of? I gotta hold you to something, okay? Mm-hmm. Guilty. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. Was this helpful? Was this helpful for you? Okay. Overwhelming. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes. Yes, 100%. That's exactly it. It's the commitment part. And now you're like, oh, the pressure is real. And and just to be clear, I like the bugs that I have in my application, the list is just it never ending. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you jumping on and sharing and being so vulnerable to just be open about what is it that you're working on, because it's hard. Yeah, yeah. It's not the world, but to be honest with you, that's what makes it real. It's you. There's somebody looking at it, and you put a deadline on it, and it's like, hey, I gotta show up. I literally have to do it. And just to be clear, I just want to give you a little more context. Um, I technically, quote unquote, launched my application last year, and it wasn't nearly to the level that it is right now today. But what's been happening, excuse me, is I've been building and building and building and building and building, and I was like, when is this gonna end? Two things pushed me. Number one was the credits are gonna get ridiculously more expensive after June 1st. Okay, that's just a thing that's happening, and also I have some Cloudflare credits, and that's also running out in June as well too. And I was like, listen, this application has to start making money. Period. So those are kind of the two things. So I was like, you know what? I need to put a hard deadline and just no matter what, even if I have 10 items and I could only ship four or three, that's what I'm doing. We're going to hide those other features until they're ready. They're going to be in coming soon state, and we're just going to work with what we have because we have a decent amount. So that's kind of the mentality, but it's that restriction that forces you to stay focused. You know this already. So that's the game, right? And that's why I put that banner up. I was like, you got to hold yourself accountable. And literally, I got 2,500 people on my LinkedIn. Not all of them will see it, but you know what? That's enough to scare me. So game on, right? So kudos to you. Hmm. Okay. Yes. A dash HR dash PI dot KWB. Okay. Oh, that's fantastic. This this is This is really nice. You now you're gonna have to show up here and tell me exactly how you did this, because this is actually really nice. No, I know. In the comment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know. I just yeah. You're good. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Sure. But anyway, thank you. Bye bye. Here, come. Why don't you should jump up there? Okay, KWBR. We gotta figure out the name for you, Carby. So smarter, faster, AI. Are you okay? You want to cover for a couple minutes? I got like I got 10 minutes max, and then we gotta close off this live because I turns out I gotta pick up my kid and I don't want him to be have an absentee father again. Um, this is really cool. Okay, come on, we gotta do this. I want to invite you. Let's see if you're gonna jump on here quickly, and thing. This invite thing is actually pretty cool. I should start this earlier actually. Okay, let me know if you're gonna do this. Yes or not. It's okay. Invited. Stressing right now, but it's okay. Okay, great. Let's see. Um, yeah, no, maybe, sort of. I sent you the invite. I don't know if you know but how to do it, but we'll see if it happens. If not, while you're jumping up, we'll talk through this. Okay, so let me tell you right off the top what I like about this. First of all, it feels fresh. Okay, it feels fresh. Um, there's only one criticism, and it's not a criticism of you and what you've done here. It's just what I've noticed, and even for me, I've been trying to. I was like, you know what? I have to get away from this, which is the color scheme. Because if you go to my LinkedIn, right, look, what do you see? You see the same dark, you see the same purple, you see the same thing, right? And then we were just on Colette's thing. You see the same dark, you see the same purple. I mean, they're different purples, but just to be clear, it's just shades of white, right? So we're kind of seeing that. So this is my only generic critique, not on you, but of the AI. It's like we have to force different colors, and there's what's that tool called now? Adobe Collide, is it? Klode. Oh, I forgot what the name of the tool is. Cooler, Adobe Cooler. Yeah, this one here. Yeah. Where you could just like go find. Actually, the better place to go is to 21 Devs. By the way, just to be clear, this is old school. This is old school stuff. I'm showing you guys here, because they had a tool that you could do color paletting. But I'd highly recommend that you guys do at least 21 Dev for sure. If you go to 21 devs and you go to teams, you could just pick a different color scheme here. So you start right, like so. But if you notice, every single thing's kind of in that darkish gray. I guess it's just a trend that's happening. But just this is not for Colette to go change your entire website. Just to be clear, I'm just saying that you could come in here, you could copy. If you copy this theme, see here, just copy CSS, paste that into Lovable or whatever, and say make it like this theme here. It'll do a pretty good job because it's a pretty solid UI language for any theme design or colors or shape or whatever. So just a recommendation for you guys off the top. Purple is my favorite color. Yeah, that's the problem, right? It's like I love purple too, so that's the thing. So I'm like, I'm just gonna make it purple, and I don't know. I guess the internet has decided that purple is the color. So it's a real thing. The website I was talking about is called 21st Dev. 21 First Dev. I'm going to put it in the chat. And if you just come in here, 21 First Dev, and just go to Teams, Themes. I normally say Teams, pronounced differently. But if you do that and you click on any one of the website, you could see different color schemes. And it's a really good way just to force different color schemes. Because if you click on the copy button, you get exactly the color scheme. You drop it into the AI, and the AI will do exactly that scheme of colors. And you don't have to like force it, and you just tell it do this, and it'll just do it, right? So they have some really good options here, just so you know. So just that's my only critique. And again, it's not a critique on this here on the website. That being said, though, um, the thing that I love at doing good, yeah, no problem. The thing that I love about this here is, and I really want to know how you did it because I actually don't know how to do it. Is this kind of like fake, text chatbot thingy that you have here? Because this is just really cool. Like this is just very, very cool. And did you just prompt it and it did it? What did you do to get this going? Is a question. I really would like to know that. Because I love it. It's just very, very cool. Hiring smart to build better teams is really fantastic. Watch here. Sorry. So I say watch the AI work. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So everything you need to work in one place. Dashboard, AI agent, jobs. So senior background, New jobs. Okay, so these are all the jobs that you can monitor. Screening. Okay, interviews. And then take, so hang on a second. Hire smart, fast, build better teams. Got it. Um, Everything you need to hire a smart conversation AI, intelligence, human being. Okay, so um, AI agent screens, scores, and shortlists candidates the way your best recruiter would. Transparent, efficiently, and securely in minutes. So benefit, everything you need to hire smarter. Here gives you the team for a case. Conversation agent, powered by. Okay, how it works from job posting to shortlist in minutes. So I like everything about this. There's not a lot that I could say about this. This is probably one of the best design. Actually, I think it's probably the best design I've seen at this particular point, just purely on the website aesthetics. I could almost say that for sure, right? Not that yours is a nice color, but like you have a really good website as well too. But this is like this actually feels pretty like standard for like a SaaS companies. Feels very up there, like a team kind of did it. So I really like it. The only thing that I'm struggling with is the problem solution. So the problem, the solution is clear. Like if you're an HR person, you know what the problem is, but it doesn't tell me right off the top that it's for HR. It's almost like in between. Like when I read this, I hear business owner, maybe, right? But then when I come down here, see here, AI hiring assistant, it feels like HR is who I'm talking to. And I'm not certain. Am I talking to business owner or am I talking to HR? That's the only little, it's a subtle confusion, but it's kind of sitting in the back of my head kind of deal. So obviously as a business owner, I'd hire a big get a tool like this and I would use it to kind of help me with screening and figuring out who to hire and that kind of stuff. And that makes perfect sense. But if I'm an HR company, or sorry, if I have an HR team, I also would use this tool. And so I don't know if this is for a larger company that has an HR department that's hiring, or it's for a smaller entrepreneurs that is looking to do their one or two hires and it's taking them a really long time. Does that make sense? Right? Like there's kind of two different categories, and I'm not certain which one you're sitting in. Right? So what I would do to solve that problem is just define the problem a little bit more somewhere in the text, right? Like if so you want to do the higher faster thing, but maybe in the subtext or something, I would kind of define the problem just a little bit more so it's a little bit clear about what is it that I'm solving for. Because all throughout the website, it does a really fantastic job of telling you the benefits, but it doesn't necessarily help me with the problem, right? And if I identify the problem, I might be able to quickly more gravitate to the pain point, right? So, in other words, spend some time on the pain, right? My TikTok disconnected. Sorry, that's okay. You're totally cool. That's totally cool. That's totally fine. I should be putting up these chats so at least thing, but so informative. I appreciate that the team RHO. I'm happy to hear that you've gotten some value from this. Um, yeah, but my point is that KWBA, mid to large companies for now will scale later. Yes, but that's exactly it. So right, so that's good. You're 100% on. Like you've done a fantastic job. I could tell that you not only have an eye for design. I could tell that you're leaning on the technical side for sure. I could tell that you've seen larger companies and how they operate with their SaaS solution because your system kind of matches that like almost word for word. Um, and I could tell that you understand some of the corporate challenges that comes with trying to find good hire. Like that's all clear to me from this website. And so if I was looking for a solution, I'd explore it. There's no question about it. Request early access. That's fantastic. So 100% all this is great. And I love the fact, see, even here you put the team size 1 to 10. So see, that's the thing, right? Like I I mean, 1 to 10, sure, I'd leave it inside of there. But I imagine you're kind of sitting in this category here between the 50 to 200, maybe the 11 to 50 kind of range. Like that would be probably that. It at least it sounds like your thing. And then how many recruiters do you have? 2 to 5, 6 to yeah. So okay, so that makes sense to me. So this is fantastic. It's really really good. Um, Not much I could say about it other than it's fantastic, and your pricing setup, like it's perfect. Um, Now it does say 50 AI generated interviews, questions, seats per minute. So for hire HR companies, hiring team 2 to 10 recruiters and scale up. One recruiter, one 10 recruiters, compliance. Okay, so here's what's not very clear. This oh right, oh no, it's here. So I'm sorry. Here, I was looking for this. This is what I was looking for. I would bring this up a little bit more. 250 candidates screening per seat per month. So are you saying it's 250 candidates? So if I have two, I would be able to do 500 candidates. Is that what you're suggesting here? Per recruiter per month. Okay. So per recruiter. Got it. So $99 gets you 250,000, or sorry, 250 candidates. Understood. And if I wanted to get more candidates, what would I do at that level? Would I have to go up a tier, or would I be able to add on candidates like recruitment? Because that should probably be outlined somewhere here, like maybe even just small. It doesn't have to need over here. It says need more per additional screening, $2 per additional interview seat. Yeah, so I would probably $2 per interview seat. I have to think about this a little bit more. There's a nuanced thing that I'm thinking about recently, and this is probably too big of a conversation to kind of go into it. However, sorry, let me read your comment here. So you said, I also created a app that was just released on Google Play Store and didn't have a solid plan for users. This has helped me for Sonic Slideshow. I don't know what Sonic Slideshow is. Chronic Slideshow. Um, okay, so the let me see if I could get it right in a concise manner that would make sense. So founding customers $49, recruiters per month for the first 12 months. Okay, got it. Two to hire consultant, 250 candidate screening. Um, Yeah, okay. So here's what I would do just to kind of make it a little thing. I wouldn't sell it like so you don't have to do this for this. You could do it on the inside of your product, but I would sell this as packages. Like instead of dropping it down to like $2 per additional interview set, feels very I would say like not a package of 100 candidates. This is the price. Like you just package it, or you just do it as like credits or something like that. So you're not basically like nickel and dialing, right? This is a developer thing to kind of like pay by pennies for items. What you really want to do is just sell a package, right? So that's probably the only thing I would change on your pricing a little bit. It's very clear, but to me, this here should be a little bit higher up on the page because I was kind of looking for it. It's not bad. I just want to be clear. It's not bad at all. But I got this attention, so I understood exactly what this was, the hiring teams. Actually, and I would change this to teams, actually. Now I'm thinking about it, because that's what this is. This is for teams. This is for solo. Solo recruiter, this is for teams, right? Because then it's very clear that it's, if I'm a solo, I do that. If I'm a team, I would do this and then I would kind of jump like that, right? But yeah, it's actually a really real website. I'd love to get some tips from you on how you actually did this. This is fantastic work here. So kudos to you, man. Good job. And thanks for sharing, by the way. Like this is oh sure, I understand. Okay, let me just make sure I got up on the messages. So bless, you can tell me what you think about my app. Okay, so we're gonna save this one. Join the community, by the way, in case you guys think whoever is not in the community, because I gotta go. Sadly, I'm at the end of my rope. But join the community, and now that you guys are kind of doing this, I gotta be a little more on my cue with this here to kind of maybe do this in the middle or something. I'm jumping all around the place with these lives, and the truth is the technical challenges that I had today was just really bad. So join the community. I'm going to put a resources in the community so we could kind of put all of the different apps inside of there, and I will do my reviews for the ones that I can't get on the live in the community. That's my commitment to you. I probably won't do as many before my launch because I'm just going to be like all over the place for the launch. But after that, I will do that for sure, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, guys, listen. Hopefully this has been helpful. I got to pick up my son before I got a bad rap as a dad, and I don't definitely want to do that. So you guys are gonna have to forgive me that I'm kind of rushing off. But in any case, I am always appreciative of the people that join these chats and community and share at least their websites and all the stuff that you're working on. It gives me sort of great inspiration, honestly, just to be able to just kind of see that people actually care about my opinion, even though I tend to talk too much. My wife tells me that all the time. So yeah, you guys are fantastic. For the people that haven't or don't know or haven't joined the community, join the community. It's sort of a safe place where I'm just trying to find like-minded people like us that are building and learning and want to share and want to just help each other freely. It doesn't even matter if I'm building a competitor product to you. There's enough space in the market for both of us. I just want to be clear with that. We could both be doing the same thing and both still make money. Okay, it's not a zero-sum game, and this is my belief. And so as a result of that, every single week I will show up here to give you the knowledge that I have, and hopefully you guys gain some benefit from it. And I'm going to try to be a little bit more formal after the launch, but between now and the launch, what I want you guys to do is join the community, and then then the next thing is from the community you'll be able to we're gonna be doing a launch of my product, my personal product, on LinkedIn, and I'm inviting everybody out to that because that launch is going to be used as a stepping stone, a guinea pig, and a guide to teach you guys how to do launches. So in other words, I'm going to do the launch, and then I'm going to teach you guys how I did the launch, and then I'll share sort of the things that I learned, things that I didn't learn, etc., etc., things that worked and didn't work, right? So yeah, with that, thank you for your time. Have yourself a wonderful evening. It's a long weekend in Canada, so if anybody out there is in Canada, happy long Easter, Victoria week, or May 24 weekend, whatever it is. All right, guys. Bye bye. Talk soon. Stay safe. Bye bye. Finish.